All right, good morning, everybody. If you can hear me and if the mic sounds good, hit that number one. And if you can hear me and if the mic sounds good, hit the number one, please. Maddie, Gregory, John, Kevin, Johnny, Larry, Rodrigo, Mark, perfect. Well, very quickly, for those of you that watch this in the archive, thank you very much. But to be very upfront with you, if you want to have something to continue to watch in the archive, this is completely viewer supported. And the way to support the stream is to also save yourself money. And you can do that by using code CLAY, which is case sensitive, all caps. And if you're with any of these prop firms, then whatever promotions, whatever discounts they're currently having, code CLAY, again, all caps, will give that to you. So you will save yourself some money while at the same time helping to support the stream. And I just keep it going so that you continue to have something to watch in the archive. For everybody that is here live right now, thank you very much. For those of you that have used code CLAY, you guys are the reason why it is ad-free, why I show up on a routine basis. So I thank you. It is having very, very practical implications. So yes, if you enjoy, if you want to help support, because there are no sponsorships or anything like that at this point, it is completely viewer supported. But at least you save yourself some money while supporting. All right. Well, good morning. Am I missing something? I don't think I'm missing anything. No. Well, good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, August 4th. The year is 2026. And I guess if I had to say one word right now, just up. Seems like all we're doing is going up, and kind of a carryover from yesterday's live stream. It seemed like the entire stream there was just going up. But yeah, good morning for me. I took a swing here with 4 NQs, and not that I wrote it up, because with 4 NQs, I mean, this even from here up to right here in the same candle here was 50 points. So, yeah, very nice move right there. Took a swing. I was actually, my original trade plan was to buy down here, and it started to come down. And then if you watch this morning, you know what I mean. It came down and it came up, and for me, there is just like, and maybe this is where experience or into I don't know, but like it just seems strong. With the way it behaved, it started to come back up. So I'm like, you know what? Let's go. And yes, in hindsight, I left so much on the table. So yes, it looks strong to me, but very clearly, even those instincts weren't quite that good, because my instincts told me to just kind of, hop out where I did. But so I guess they were kind of good instincts in some senses. But yeah, and then it just kept rocking and rolling. And then really, as of now, to be fair, it hasn't really done anything too goofy. Like, maybe I'm missing something, but I can't quite say I've seen any massively savage moves. What would a savage move be? Well, like right here. For the chart to look like that, and then for this next candle to have some like deep, nasty pullback, that would have been savage. But no, it actually behaved quite nicely. Even right here, pulled back. You got some nice upper or lower shadows, and then went up right there. This move from the short side, that's kind of rough. I can see that suckering in shorts. Came up, came back down on a more volume, and then after that, at least as of right now, kind of just leveled out. But yeah, I think a pretty I'm not gonna say I don't like I said last week there were some dirty dog moves. I'm not quite sure I really see any dirty dog moves here. Now, if your bias was wrong, if you were just short bias or bearish bias for whatever reason, and you were trying to like catch some tops along the way here, well then yeah, for you it was a very brutal day. But yeah. But yeah, how are all your days going so far? Green, red, terrible, great, fantastic, worst day ever, best day ever, passing account, balloon account. So I will also say I'm willing to risk about $400 ish on the stream. Well, at least on this account here. So yeah. So help me hold to that. If I lose 400, I gotta just, I don't know if I'm gonna say I'm gonna be done trading, but yeah, I need to hop to a different account or something. I bought it to open, made like 400, and then watched it go up another 100 points. Yeah, that was kind of me too. Hey, Trader Alex, another pass account today. Nice street. Another pass account today. Okay, so uh-oh. I just saw it froze up a little bit. How many, Rodrigo, how many accounts do you have now? Pro accounts you have? 2? Yes, it is possible to lock an account. Now, I appreciate what some of you guys are saying. I feel in the groove, so that's why I want to keep at it. So if you're in the groove, keep trading. But I also need to figure out at what point am I going to deem myself not in the groove, and that's going to be like $400 ish. Green Day left a ton on the table. Yeah, that opening move. Well, I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. Red 500 in the pro account, 312 in the cash account. Roger that, Alfonso. You have a third one on the way, as in passed, Rodrigo? Or a third one that you're working on passing? Oh, and then Z3. I noticed something in the private community. You mentioned you have a pro account that you're trying not to touch. Is that thing activated or is that not activated? Yeah, in some senses, though, Mario, you're right. I mean, that's what it was. That's where the majority came. This movement. I mean, this first candle right here. But this first candle here, as it came up, let's 230 up to right there. Yeah, that was almost 80-point move in and of itself. It's okay. Well, first off, next time, just don't even activate it, because you don't have to activate it. But now that it has been activated, in your pursuit of not touching it, just realize that you do need to make at least one trade a week on it. So keep that in mind. Are you taking your first meal, Brother Bear? Watching from PH. Am I taking my first meal? I don't get it. Right, but what? Okay, this is what I'm saying, Z3. Good. I'm glad that you do that anyways. But don't take any trades on your pro account. If you should not have activated it in the first place. That's kind of what I'm getting at. So next time, don't activate the thing until you're ready to give it attention. Because again, that's what's great about Take Profit Trader. You do not have to activate your accounts. You can just let a past account sit there for the next 5 months if you want. In Michigan right now on the beach trading. What part of Michigan? I was waiting, Cam. I was waiting for somebody. Ooh. All right. Maybe the right. Okay, well, we kind of missed the rising wedge breakdown here, but this rising wedge happening above the 21 EMA, sometimes this can be the buzzkill area. Yeah, gotta just stay patient. She did, yeah. She did her thing. I didn't quite have the guts to tell her to shave it yet. Maybe next time. Realize profit or realize around profit and then loss and all the next. Yeah, I think that's I think that's a rite of passage in many ways. Zealot. You're green, you take a great trade, and the very next trade you're like, what just happened? Where did it all go? I think we've all, if you trade long enough, I think there will be a moment or 2 or 3 or half dozen where you've been there before. Got 2 pros, 99, 1 and Hey, nice recovery on the 1. Oh, Torch Lake, yeah. It's probably pretty packed though, huh? I thought you meant like Michigan. Yeah, Michigan, northern Michigan water is the Caribbean. Traverse City area, all those sorts of areas. It's mind-blowing. And I still don't really totally understand the science behind it, but it is indeed the Caribbean in northern Michigan. Beaches aren't great though. A lot of rock. If you get further down the coast of West Michigan, then you get some nice sandy beach. In fact, better beaches sand-wise than even like Hawaii and stuff like that. Hawaii still kind of got like rock. What do you do then? Well, I mean, I don't know. It's not like a universal rule. Like if it, well, next time you need to do this, Zealot. If you're up 500, ask yourself, how much do I want to stay up? And if you're like, I want to stay up at least 300, then you know your next trade, you can only risk $200. And that way, assuming, of course, you're disciplined, worst case scenario, you walk away $300 up. The beaches in Iowa, not too bad. Sand's okay. Have you headed up to Ogaba? No. I think I've heard of it though. What's the green line settings? That's the 21 EMA. Hey, good morning, Sam. I have live events all week, so I'm here to say hi and leave. All right, Southpaw. Thank you for the like, brother. I don't know how crowded. I bought a property on the water in 24. Beautiful, but I don't have kidneys anymore. Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, Torch Lake usually pretty crowded. We had a cottage on Lake Cadillac, but that's more of like a fisherman's lake. Torch Lake is more like a sporting lake, where you get the tubers and all that sort of stuff. Right now, 21 EMA has been holding strong. Might take a swing at it here.
Order filled.
Whoops. I had the mic turned up quite a bit, huh? Let's see if the 21 EMA continues to want to hold or not. Again, I am long. Take that little scalp. Be scalp. What was that number beforehand? That seems like it should be bigger. Seems like it should be bigger. What was that? 20, was it 27? I have one pro activated. Second one is passed today, and third one. Okay, again, I got. So I understand why a lot of you are doing this. You're probably coming from other prop firms where, like, as soon as you pass it an account, like, you basically have to activate the thing within a certain amount of time. That is not the case with Take Profit Trader. There is literally, if you activate your pro, all you're doing is putting another step in your journey because now you have to at least trade the thing one time per week. You don't have to activate it. So just keep that in mind moving forward. That is, again, one of the hidden little beauties of Take Profit Trader. You do not have to activate a past account right away. So if you're doing the racehorse model, just don't activate it. Activate the first one when you're ready to trade that one. But until then, just leave it unactivated because now you just throw in an extra step because now you got to keep track of that and make sure you at least get that traded once a week. And so, yes, again, if you're doing the true racehorse model, don't activate the thing until you're ready. The racehorse model is not activated and then just let it sit there. No, because then you have to trade it at least once a week. Don't even activate it. You do not have to. Yeah, there again, it's there's so many good little benefits of Take Profit Trader. It's kind of crazy. Okay, I was at 20. Okay, so I guess that trade wasn't terrible then. Wasn't terrible. I still thought it would have been more, but yeah, I don't know. A fisherman's lake. Yeah, yeah. So like the water wasn't Caribbean on the one that we had our cottage on, but uh, Okay. Maybe there'll be some quick footage of it here. All right, yeah, there I am sitting up because I needed a new desk for the cottage. That was my former desk. So there we go. So there it is. Ours is right there. So you can any more footage? You like the pink door in the background? Oh, that's good. And then there's the final setup. Oh, there. Look at light speed. Oh, trading stocks. Oh, bleh, ugh. But that was well before prop firms and all that sort of stuff. So I'll cut myself some slack. All right. So not a lot of footage in that one. But anyways, yeah. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I don't even know how do we get on that topic? Oh yeah, somebody was talking about sitting on Torch Lake in Michigan. There we go. So after activating, you can't take a vacation anymore. I mean, if you, yeah, yes, I would say you'd probably want to email them and let them know. How do you go about the intraday drawdown pro accounts? Base hits. Don't swing for home runs. Take base hits. Clutch. Good question. Common question. Yeah, if you want to go for home runs, you can still pass it. You can still beat the trailing drawdown. It is, though, way trickier. Whereas if you just do base hits, get up to your buffer if the trailing drawdown stops, and then if you want to go back to swinging big, you can do that. Yes, you can just do a flip day. my point is that's still something you have to remember to do, and you still have to do it. So if you just don't activate it at all, then you don't have this unnecessary thing that you got to remember to do. And I get it. The names I'm seeing that are activating these accounts, I understand why, because they're newer to the racehorse model and they're new to like take profit trader. But just as a reminder, it's a weird like, wait, what? I don't have to activate it right away. I don't have to activate it at all if I don't, I can wait 6 months. Yep. But isn't there a fee associated per month that account sitting there? Nope. Hey, random. Yeah, I've been around a while, which is why I'm like, man, you look different. It's like, well, yeah, I mean, I got on YouTube at least with this channel back in 2013, so I mean, 13 years is kind of a while. Is TPT aware of your model? I don't know. Probably not. I don't know. Probably not. Hey, what's up, Nero? Yeah, I heard about ES. Is ES still going? It's at all time. It's at new highs, isn't it? Crazy. Trying to get back inside. All right, I'm going to get rid of this tread line here. I am keeping that one up there, though. I'm still very curious about that one. We'll see if it can pop its head up or not. Can you do it? Okay, I already did that one. Michigan is like a different world up north. It is definitely like a different world. It's basically Canada. So here we are, maybe a double top here with the white line. Let's see. I get short 66. Let's see here. Okay, I'm short. See if we can get some sort of rejection here. Really, there's not going to be any pullback at all? My armpit itches. Or is that just the price taking out some stops and then doesn't want to come back down? Let's see. Goodness, just sitting here. Hello? Look at this thing. What in the world? What is going on? This thing is like not budging really at all. Come on. All right, I'm going to take break even. I guess small loss. I don't know what's going on with that. That was a very, very strange trade. Do you guys, or is it, you guys see what I mean? How it was just, like, it just didn't really move. It just, I don't know. I don't know how to even describe that. I don't, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Steely Dan, avoid the revenge trade. Okay, I guess I would have. Yeah, that was. I don't. Yeah, I don't even know how to describe that. That was just a bizarre. Okay, you know, I don't even know how to describe that though, Mark. It was just. Yeah, I don't know. It was like, yeah, we'll decide all of a sudden fluctuate in like a 4 point range for the next couple minutes. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That was strange. That was strange. Yeah, even now though, just to watching these numbers, 70. Look at just 71, 2, 2. Wow, 3. Yeah, I guess we're just. So it may be the new norm. Now, yesterday, I would say it was relatively slow the entire day long. Yeah, at the very open, it was fine. But then today, again, it's great movement at the start. But man, maybe this week it's more like the brakes are gonna slam down right around, unfortunately, 11 a.m., which is when right around this time. Hey, Grant. Good morning. Yeah, now I'm at least right now not a whole lot of movement. Why do you got to say things rotational day? Why do you got to use words like that? Are you trying to set me off, Cam? Are you trying to set me off? A rotational day. Why? Why? You people have to just make up words. Yeah, like a consolidation day. Like buyers in control, then sellers, then buyers. Yeah, like a channel day, a choppy day, an up and down day. Just, you know. Well, yeah, and I see it as a bold faced baboon day. Does that actually tell you anything? No. To just make up terms, right? You like, I don't know. I don't know. It's like I go to play baseball and I'm like, man, that's a great toothpick. Everybody's like, wait, what? Like, well, that's how I see the bat. I see it as a toothpick. Okay, that's fine that you see it as a toothpick, but like for the general masses, maybe just call it a bat. You know? But bro, chill. I see it as a toothpick. Yes, I know. I realize that. I realize that. But you're just making up terms for like what universally is known as a bat. What in the world is going on? We going to the moon. My mind is blown. We're going whatever's beyond the moon. What's past the moon? That's where we're going. I think this is the best price action ever. In what sense, Grant? Yes, of course you've heard it called that because some of you have been influenced by the cult of just made up terms. Yes, the cult of calling a baseball bat a toothpick because maybe a toothpick sounds more intense or like more intense. I'd call it an uptrend. Now, is it like super intense uptrend? No, but it's still an uptrend. That's what I'd call it, an uptrend. Okay, see, this is where you start keeping the West wild. That's just because okay, that's just a terrible point. There's no way you're equated the guy that makes up terms in like a dead serious way because he's trying to build a call versus me calling something a middle finger for the entertainment value of it. Yes, those are both the same. Keeping the West wild. Okay, so you woke up on that side of the bed today. Noted. Noted. Clay, you do the same thing. You call a thing. What about your country road patterns concepts? You do the same. Okay. Okay. Yes. Yes. Technically, I am making up terms. That is true, but I am also giving everybody the. I am operating under the assumption that all of you can think in categories and think in nuance. So I'm assuming you guys all realize when we're talking about country road concepts and middle finger trades and bold face baboon trades that yes, they are made up terms. That's true. But they're done so in a comedic way, not like a dead serious, I discovered this newly found thing, blah, blah, blah type of way. Like, surely everybody understands that difference. Let's see if it can work its way up to that trend line there. I would be interested in a short up around that area. I call it a B quality setup. Yeah, the nuance of the uptrend is just a very mediocre uptrend. That would be the nuance. I agree. Uptrends do have nuances to them. Some are very strong uptrends. Some are like slow and steady. So I would just say this is more like the slow and steady uptrend. That would be the nuance. Do we? No, I don't. I don't think so. No. Trying to see if there's any other rising way. I don't. This might be fitness square peg through a round hole here. Nope, that's still not. Yeah, that's more like just a flat out channel there. Yeah, all right. I don't think we have any rising wedges right now. When is the rug pull? It's at 11:17. Everything is right on AMD's earnings. If they blow past expectations tomorrow, it's not going to the moon. It's going all the way to Mars. Oh, if they blow past expectations. Yeah, who knows? That I mean, like I said, I said that I'm just trying to figure out where the price is going to go in the next 10 minutes. So all that might be true, Tiago, but like for me, irrelevant. If you're a sway trader, it might be more relevant. Okay, keeping the West Wild, you're doing the same thing you did with your whole prop firm thing. It's just this is the pet peeve. It's people inventing terms to sound smart. Again, all of you dense, I think you guys are, I think keeping the West Wild is just rage bait at this point. No, he's not this dumb. He's a smart guy. He understands the differences. But to call something like, one of these made up terms that does make the person sound pretty smart, right? It's like, just call it like what it's been known as. Sure, you don't get to sound as smart, but at least more people know what you're talking about. Clearly, I'm calling something country road concepts, not to sound smart, right? I'm mocking the very thing. Yet, keeping the West Wild is now trying to equate everything. No, there's no manipulation at 130. Well, there's price action at 130. It doesn't matter. Who cares? Call it whatever you want. If you have the need to try to want to sound smart, you go. You sound as smart as you want. You impress us all with how you describe things. Go for it. Yeah, all-time high for ES, which ooh, oh wait, QQQ is like, wait up, brother, I'm coming. Still quite the divergence though, but yeah, the Qs, they're saying, wait up, wait. It's like I envision this as so here's like the big brother. Here are all the big kids running ahead, and then you got the little kids like, hey guys, wait up, we're coming. Right. And then again, Cam, we're right back to where we started. This is the toothpick thing. Under the assumption a toothpick, calling a baseball at a toothpick like would make you sound smart, I realize the analogy's not perfect, but you're smart enough to connect the dots. Your rationale is, well, it makes sense to me. No, I understand that. But this is like keeping this West Wild when he's trying to argue about prop firms. He's arguing from like his point of view. I'm not arguing. I'm arguing just broadly speaking. Broadly speaking, if you call things what most people understand, that is the most efficient way to go about it. Calling a baseball bat a toothpick, if fair enough, for you, that makes the most sense. Cool. But that's not my point. I'm not about for you. I'm talking about just generally speaking, most people are going to look at you like, what are you talking about? So anyways, I cannot explain it any better. Maybe I'm just saying, let's try to use terms that most people understand, right? That are universally kind of been around for a while. Like, dare I say, a support and a resistance level. Now, to be fair, when I got involved in the markets 20 years ago, maybe support and resistance levels, maybe I saw those in books and stuff like that from people that were just making them up. I don't know. Maybe when I got involved, it's like the same thing. Support and resistance levels used to be called something different 20 years ago, and they're like a new term. I suppose that's possible. I suppose I'm operating under the assumption that they've always been called support and resistance levels, but I have seen them known as, called supply and demand zones. But even that makes sense. A supply zone. Well, what do you think's at a supply zone? Well, supply of something. What do you think's at a demand zone? Oh, you know what I mean? All Binance. Huh? Binance Alpha Market. Why don't you go ahead and type ABC? You're giving me bot vibes. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that I don't even know what they're talking. I mean, whatever he's talking about is garbage, anyways. I mean, that is pure. If anybody takes what he just wrote and like you go and put money, you are why the term "a sucker's born every minute" exists. It's a bot. How can you not tell? Because I'm not as smart as you, Townsy. That's wow. To answer your question, maybe one day I will be as smart as you. But so that is why. Because you're smarter than I am. Okay, Binance, you got 30 more seconds. And we are just grinding. Hey, Jimmy. I was hoping, all right, mods. Give them the ban hammer. Binance, Alpha Market. You go. Please click the right person. Slow Morrow is at high threat of getting banned here because he's on both sides of it. But Maddie got him. I bought one MNQ and just holding to close. Roger that. So you are just in full sway trader mode. No, he is not on ban watch. He has been. No, we've had a couple instances where people are, mods go to ban somebody, then they misclick. And Slow Morrow messages literally like it was a Slow Morrow sandwich. So I was like, uh-oh. Approaching. Approaching 50 SMA on the daily for MNQ. I don't know. Would you ever sway trade? No. Well, I mean, never is a strong word. So, I mean, possibly. But I'm more of a, I've learned over the time, I'm more of a kind of, I want my answers. I like to sleep at night. But yeah, I never, that's a very strong word. So what, would I never? No, I'm not going to say that. So Cam, what would you call this? Would you say that the price is rotating up right now, or would you say the price is going up? Like how do you describe this? Oh, we're in a rotation in the upwards direction, so it's rotating up. Is that what you would say here? Yeah, exactly, exactly. So Mario, that is what I'm looking for. Do you think going long right now would be chasing? I do. Yeah. Based on what we're looking at here, that seems like a chase, especially when we're approaching a potential resistance right here. So you'd almost be chasing a resistance. Not anymore. Okay, so you would just, and I'm actually not even, I'm just trying to ask for understanding, Clam. So you would just say we're going up right now? Because that's what I'd say the price is going up. But I think there are some people out there, again, it's not Cam, but I think there are some people who are like, oh man, look at the price rotating up. It's like, is that word rotating up? Is that actually necessary? Is that actually, I don't know. Maybe it is. I would just say the price is going up. You know? Hey, what's up, CDP? Hey, sugar. Okay, I'm getting ready for a potential short here. Only thing rotating is my finger to the buy. Okay, I thought that might have been headed somewhere else. The breakouts are seeing a lot more continuation. Would you ever potentially chase if the market is in one direction? Like, yeah, I chased yesterday. Were you not here for my chasing trade yesterday? I also chased, what was that, last week? Who remembers that one where I chased, but it was a bad chase? So yesterday, wait, so you're saying there's good and bad chases? I am. Yesterday was a good chase. What made it a good chase? I went with one MNQ. So had it pulled back, it would have been very, very, very minimal damage. But last week, I think I chased, but a bad chase. Why? Because I did 5 MNQ, and then the bottom kind of fell out. And then I shouldn't, I mean, I'm laughing as more so just like you're an idiot type of laugh. But like, I don't want to over exaggerate, but I think I gave back a good chunk. Like, just like that. Gone. Who remembers that last week? My bad chase. Was any of you here for that? I saw the chase yesterday. Okay, yeah. So yes, I would. Would I ever potentially chase? Sure. You don't worry. Oh man, well good. Yeah, don't worry about it. In fact, forget that I even brought it up. Let's everybody just forget about that one. Yeah, the Bears. What I don't even remember why were things so bad last week. What was the narrative last week on why things were so bad? I don't even remember. Yeah, I have no idea. And now this week everything is, I guess, okay again. Well, what there's supposed to be an announcement about the everything. Everything is just a bizarro world for me, right? Trump keeps telling us the strait is open. And then I think some of the news today was the Treasury Secretary was like, there's an announcement coming soon about the strait opening back up. And I'm thinking, I thought it was already open, though. It's like, what? What are we? It's just a very confusing time. Oh, his stocks bounced, keeping the West. Yeah, probably they did, right? QQ's going up. I didn't even think of that. That's wild. That one guy, that hedge fund guy. I mean, I don't feel bad for him. That's what you get for going all in on something, and leveraging yourself to the tilt. Like I don't feel any remorse because I guarantee. Well, okay, I can't guarantee it, but I have high likelihood that he would probably look down upon people that are not using leverage, like idiots. I use leverage. That's why my gains are adding so much quicker. Yeah, well, your leverage just cooked you right at the bottom. But I didn't even think about that. That's that's wild. Yeah, so what keeping the West wild? There was a guy last week that went in, all in. Correct me if I'm wrong, everybody, but I think it was like 25 billion fund or something like that. Things started to fall and fall. I think, other hedge funds. I don't know. It's a nasty business. I mean, but anyways, he got liquidated. Like his hedge fund is now gone, because of margin calls and blah blah blah. And then yeah, I think literally the next day, keeping the West Wild's pointing out, like those stocks that was his demise are now all bouncing right back up. So who knows? Who knows? Was this a situation where enough big money was like, hey, there's this Leopold guy, and again, this is pure. Maybe I'm probably putting on some tinfoil. I don't. This Leopold guy is an absolute jerk. But hey, he's got big positions here. Sounds like he's on the tilt of. I mean, he's right. He's levered to the tilt. He's gonna. Who knows what? So if we can just dump some of our holdings, cause this to drop. Maybe his liquidation causes the prices to drop more, and then we can get potentially, grab something down even cheaper while taking out this jerk. I don't know. Does something like that happen? I don't know. Maybe is it really as simple as that? I have no idea. In that situation, I can see them hunting the stop loss in the sense of them realizing he was tilted to the max of margin and full well knowing if we can knock out a competitor, we can get his investors' money to invest with us potentially. If we can just dump, maybe we'll call up, hey, hedge fund, hey, other hedge fund, you guys want to dump some of our positions? He still probably made hundreds of millions. Yeah, I mean probably, because right, hedge funds they just make their a lot of their money from just the fees. They put out a report that the Fed was going to raise rates right before. Who's they? So that's the kind of stop loss hunting. Because if you've ever read Confessions of a Street Addict, I know by Jim Cramer, but it's a really good book, and like he does specifically say like how hedge funds and all that try to crush one another. Now there's no guarantees that they can crush one another because ultimately no single entity is going to be able to control the price. But could you potentially control the price temporarily enough to maybe not? I mean, stuff like that. But yeah. So that's a type of manipulation. That's the type of things I am open to. I'm just not open to the fact that like there is something that can literally like on the 2-minute chart go around and be building bull flags and okay, let's now like that's a little too magical for me. Oh, it was from Citadel that put out the report? Well, and to be fair, Citadel wasn't necessarily lying. In fact, they had good information because what was it? Three Fed governors actually voted to increase rates. But yeah, it's just one of those things where if you play with margin, if you play with debt, when times are good, times are good. If times get a little bit of bad can translate to a real big amount of bad relatively quickly. Yeah, no, I don't think stop loss hunting. No, yeah, we'll move on. No, we discussed that enough yesterday. Well, oh so close, yet oh so far away. Okay, again, just I'm asking for clarity, Cam. I'm not trying to. So, what are you calling this? I would call this a pullback. Would you call this a rotation down? Like, what do you call this action right now? Again, for me, I'd be like, all right, the price is pulling back. Would you say, all right, now the price is rotating down? The funny part is, if Citadel hadn't done that, he would be up. Yeah, that's what Keeping the West Wild was pointed out. Like, he literally got essentially liquidated at the bottom. Brutal. I kind of want a long here, but we're still kind of quite a bit above the 21 EMA. So this, even though it has pulled back, it still feels risky to me. I mean, you could say we're rotating down. Roger that. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'm committing. I just want to wait for the price to get closer to the 21 EMA. Price is ascending downward toward the southern hemisphere. Yeah, you could say that. Hey, thank you, Mango. I appreciate it. You fed some hungry kids. Code Clay, all caps, feeds hungry children. Clay, a lot of terms that use in intercene actually come from the. Is that where a lot of the stuff comes from, Leon? It's from the Forex world? That is one thing that I still have not wrapped my mind around. Like, you go from stocks and options into like the futures world, and it's like, wait, why? Wait, what? Huh? Anybody having stream issues or just you? I might. I'm not sure. I've had a couple buffering on my thing over here, so I don't know if it. I don't think it's just you. Too slow price action. You think so, Harper? Oh, so did he get his? Did he build? Did he start with his call in the world of forex, and then he moved over to futures? I don't really know the history of the call. I agree. Worst day to short in a bull market. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yes. When there are bull markets, those tend to be bad times to short in, but there can be good times to short in a bull market. In fact, there are some times where the thing that makes by far the most sense to do in a bull market is to short. He was a four. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Too slow for the rug pull. Harper acting as if the NASDAQ is like a meme stock. So that's always good. Yeah. I can fully get behind that, Kev. That's a fair point. If I had to choose between two, I'll take that. So that is good. That is good. That is a more than fair point. Gold volume a little better today. So Jocko, at what point do you just be like, gold is just not it? Well, you trade more than just gold anyways, Jocko, right? Yeah, forex traders is like the Mose Eisley. Is that yeah? For you Star Wars people, I think I got it right. Forex of the financial markets. That's like the Mose Eisley, which is saying quite a bit because all the financial markets, all the arenas have some characters for sure. But like forex is just the epitome of yeah, debauchery. All right, a move down here now is looking more interesting. 21 EMA is catching up. Oil sometimes. Okay, gold. Okay, so NQ still gives you plenty of. Do you ever do MN? Do you ever do the MNQ or no? Whoop. Trying to see, do we have like on the five? Is there a rising wedge here somewhere? What happens if I take that? No, even that. I'm not going to call that a rising wedge. That's like a. What I think I did that earlier. It seems like there's. It seems like this is a rising wedge. I just can't find it. Yeah, I just cannot find it. Probably because it's not there. Okay. What's oil doing? No, this wasn't. Oil is dropping right now, so was something maybe okay? This looks like maybe some kind of Iran news potentially. Oil is actually moving amazingly well right now. Like that's actually tradable. All right, oil dropping down too right now, boy. Love to see it. Okay, this was still not huge, but the correlation is going on. So maybe like a modest like tweet where you're like, okay, that's a tweet, but it's not really saying anything. Gold just popped like $10 in fives. Oh, wow. Yeah. Gold. That's a big move for gold. It only happened in a few seconds, really. I think my guess is there was like a tweet or like news when we read it, we're gonna be like, okay, that doesn't really change anything. That's my guess. News where we're gonna read it and be like, okay. You trade oil this morning? And I'm still interested in a short up around this yellow line here, so we still got a ways to go, but all I know is just die, oil, die. It's non-news Iran to allow Europe to help clear mines and Strait. Is that what just popped up? Because that sounds something where it's like, okay, cool. Iran weighs allowing Europe to clear mines and Strait. Okay, so they're weighing. They haven't even committed to it. So kind of conflicting. Which one is it? That they are going to allow. So John says Iran to allow, and then James says Iran weighs allowing, which I read as they're thinking about allowing. But yeah, that does. No, nothing. No. 28 minutes ago. That's a lifetime ago. But yeah, that actually matches up very well. Like it was news, but okay, you kind of just shrug your shoulders and you're like, okay. What is ZH? What does that stand for? It kind of matters to me. To me, John, there's a big difference between saying you allow something relative to I'm considering allowing something. In my opinion, at least, there's actually kind of a huge difference. Oh, zero hedge, gotcha. Iran are weighing mines, and that's even different. Now, if you're weighing mines, it's like, well, how much do they weigh? You know. Like if I am allowing my kids to have a sleepover, they're very excited. If I'm weighing allowing them to have a sleepover, they're on the edge of their seat. They're like, so can we have a sleepover? Can we not have a sleepover? Iran have way too many mines. Yeah, maybe I don't know. Cannot say I have researched that one out much. No sleepovers, bro. I heard enough sick stories. Yeah, we're pretty. That wasn't maybe necessarily the best example. we're pretty stingy with that. Yeah, I agree, John. I don't know the way the market continues to like just I don't know. A fun thought experiment. Could you imagine this? Okay, like our trading technology. So don't be the guy that's like, oh yeah, World War II would be different if they had drones. I'm not saying in that regard, but like just like us as traders, think about everything we have as traders: social media, high speed internet, charts that flash before our eyes, all that sort of stuff. Imagine we had all this stuff during World War II. You got to wonder, like, would we be looking at insane candles? Like, oh, Berlin just got bombed. No, just kidding. No, they seriously did. Oh, Tokyo just got wiped off the map. No, actually, they didn't get wiped off the map. Well, we're thinking of wiping. Like, could you imagine being a trader with our technology right now during World War II? You can only imagine. Like, we're complaining about, like, Trump tweets. Like, what kind of tweets might have been happening back then? I don't know. You know, kind of a weird thought experiment. For all we know, everything we've been experiencing is like child's play. Like, dude, this is nothing. But I do agree, John. At the end of the day, like, yeah, it is. It's war is filled with propaganda. War is filled with deception. Blah blah blah. Both sides lie, and sometimes you would like I don't what I learned in history. There was like huge line. Who somebody had like blow up. What was it? They had big blow ups because I think they were trying to make the Germans think that the invasion was going to happen at a different spot, if I remember right. Anyways, it was a huge deception campaign. So yes, people on one side were lying. But yeah, lie. In some context, lying, is it actually a lie? I don't know. That's like a deeper philosophical thought. Oh boy. Oh boy. Dean is currently canning vegetables as we speak. Canning vegetables, and then he'll take a break from canning vegetables to go work on digging out his bug out shelter. They say truth is the first cash. Well, I mean, again, this is where you have to understand context, right? If you go and play, if you play me in basketball and I pump fake and then I go score a basket, if you start to proclaim I am the most immoral person, I'm a bad person because I'm a liar, you acted like you were going to shoot, you little liar. It's like, okay, right? A quarterback acts like he's going to hand off the ball and then he doesn't. What an immoral scumbag that guy is. Wow, what a lie. He just lied. Like the Super Bowl. Man, that guy just lied in front of millions upon millions of people. Wow. What a liar he is, right? We all understand this is all a stupid analogy. Why? Because there's the context of a game. So this is also why when people are, roasting Trump over line, it's like, okay, I hear what you're saying, but like at the same time, this is still a war right now. So like deception is part of it. Just like a fake handoff is part of the game of football. You are lying. If you pump fake in basketball, you are lying for the sake of the game, to advance the game. Does that make you a liar? I guess within the context of the game, you're like a really good, like, man, that guy, he is so good at the fake handoff. Like, he's so good at lying to the other team. But like from a, obviously that's not a moral thing, right? But yeah, whenever I lose in like one-on-one basketball, I just accuse the other person of being an immoral liar. Well, at least I'm not immoral. At least I didn't lie. I didn't have to lie to win. That's always my that's how I guilt trip the other person. Clever analogy, huh? I've always found it's one to point out where lying is not always quite lying. The Allies did it a couple of times. Once fake invading Greece using fake planes. Oh, really? Using fake planes on a dead, and then fake army in England to. Okay, that's what it was. That's what I was thinking. The fake army in England to distract from the real. Okay, but I didn't know about that Greece one. Yeah. So does that mean that the Allies were a bunch of liars? All they do is lie. It's like, okay, well, context, folks, context. And that's kind of how, the cults work, right? Cults ignore context. And both sides have cults, right? So this is not an accusation at anybody, because both sides have cults. And a great way to find yourself in a cult is to all of a sudden start ignoring context. Literally put a note in a dude's pocket and drop them off on the coast. Yeah, I mean, if that's not that is a lie for sure. That's a dedicated lie. But when you start to boil in context, it's like, okay. That was Operation Mincemeat, the Greek one. Cool, yeah. Never heard of that one. Operation High Jump planted fake plans on a body. What about Bush line about weapons of mass destruction? Disclaimer, I'm not a liberal. Again, I'm not saying, again, context matters. So I don't know. That probably depends on who you ask. If he, so then what, I guess if the point was, and I don't even know, like weapons of mass destruction was to go in there to what, get oil? So I don't know. Well, we can help poor people by lying about weapons of mass destruction, because if we go in there and get their oil, we can lower gas prices, which help poor people. So I don't know. Maybe that, I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to steel man the argument. Is that what they would say? Well, no, that was a lie, but it was actually a good lie because it helped poor people with cheaper gas prices. I don't know. Ooh, so you would say they went in there to suppress the flow of get cheap oil? I don't know. No, the oil was the weapons of mass. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just talking out loud. I'm always trying to offer the best argument. I don't like to straw man positions. Hey, what's up, Freenet? I think the market's saying to infinity and beyond. I mean, it's a slow grind right now. Slow grind. Slow trend. We just trending up, taking our good old time. What I need is some of what the market smoked this morning. Yeah, that was a good opening move. Like Jason Williams. I don't get what do you mean, Jason Williams? The Middle East can flood the market with cheap oil, and U.S. oil producers. That is definitely true. Doc Soul, never forget the comment, scalper. Never forget the comment, scalpy scalp from the plumber guy. Sorry, man. I did forget. I have no idea what you're talking about. This is awkward when you're telling me to never forget about something and I've already forgotten about it. Sorry to disappoint, man. This is awkward. This is an awkward moment. Never forget about. Oh crap! I don't even know what he's talking about. Clearly, I've forgotten. I got a phone. Yeah. Oh man, this is awkward. Short 715. I'm just not touching this thing short until up around the yellow line. This is just too slow and grindy. Like, I don't know. Oh, the electric guy? Yeah. That was electrician. Yeah, Robert. Yeah, it's an interesting thought experiment. What if the Middle East did flood the market because their cost of production is way lower than cost production for like American suppliers? So yeah, if they were to do that, they would be making less money because I mean oil is commodity, right? The less it become, the more it is, the less you can sell it for. But because they have better margins, they have wiggle room there where they could really they probably could crush. I don't know the numbers exactly, but I'm assuming the Middle East producers could crush pretty much everybody else around the world because their cost of production is so cheap. But then you wonder like what would happen? Like you would think there'd be problems there, right? I don't know. It's an interesting thought experiment. What would happen? Does the United States just go over like overtake all the countries? Or like, all right, now this is the state of Saudi Arabia and the state of Kuwait, and now you're cheap oil. Who cares? Now you're helping all Americans. I don't know. We're getting some good thought experiments. The one that is mind blowing is imagine, like I said, we have the same trading technology, social media, and then but it's World War II now. Europe and China would have competitive advantage, and we would invade and destabilize for would have advantage, and we would have the full region for 20 years. Never mind. I think it is $2. Yeah, it's all I know is like I remember reading an article once, and the analogy that always stuck with me is like, yeah, Middle East, Saudi Arabia, like you go out there with a straw and you like stick the straw in the ground, and like oil starts to come out of it. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe, yeah, maybe if the Middle East were to flood the world market with oil, it would lead to World War III. I don't know, which seems kind of backwards. I don't know. Oh, the thought experiments we have when we're just waiting for a trade setup to take place. Yeah, no. The older I get, the more I understand why some people are like, yeah, politics. I just don't do it. Like the more and more I get it, maybe even the closer and closer I reach there. It's just it's just especially the more you learn about logical fallacies. It's like, oh my goodness, why even bother? Because both, like everybody does it. It's so disingenuous. It's so just taking people out of context, ripping to make the attack. It's just so yeah, but yeah, it's one of those things where it's just like, yeah, people want to blame this for this and this. It's just like, okay, you're kind of, it's everything, both sides, everybody. It's just everybody's cherry picking, and it's just the exact opposite of like an honest discussion. Do you mean today's trading ability during World War III? Yeah, I mean like imagine, or I'm not World War II. Like imagine social media exists, high speed internet exists. We have our charts. We have YouTube Live. We have all this sort of stuff. Like that sort of technology exists, and then World War II happens. Like, can you imagine like all the deception and the fake tweets and this and this and this? I mean, there would be the candles would be every day. What I can't even imagine. It would be pure chaos. We'd be like, all right, I'm in and I'm out, and okay, that was a 150-point gain. Or I'm like every day would probably be like silver. For those of you that were here 6 months ago during the silver, like that's probably like what it would be every day. Yeah, no idea, legendary. Now, if you go, and this is kind of where I fall, John, or who asked that, legendary. If you just go with smart money, has good sources, does their homework, well, smart money seems to think that their sources seem to be telling them that the probability is progress is actually being made, and that's why oil has been dropping. I'm not saying that is the no-brainer way to think about it, but that's kind of my simplified way. Follow the big money. They're the ones paying to gain edges. They're the one paying to gain, information, and they're doing their best with the information they have. So with the information they have right now, seemingly they think that progress is being made, and that's why oil is selling off. That again, I'm not saying that's the right way to think about it. That's just the way I kind of think about it. That's my logic, but I'm not saying that's the right logic. Your opinion on a big correction in the whole market that happens on every big circle since we are all-time high, more than 3 billion years. Oh yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what the market. The market just it. Well, I mean, the market continues to go up, but so does inflation, right? Because everybody just keeps printing money. So yeah, as long as money printing occurs, the market will be just fine. But that doesn't mean there are not any other alternative consequences. In a short 710. Okay. Okay. Looking for 710. All right. Looking for it to come. All right. So pulls back. We'll see if it gets back up there. So VA closer looking for a fake breakout. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. His stop loss is 710. Gotcha. Okay. Roger that. Same goes for I'm not sure. I've been saying a lot of stuff. Same goes for NASDAQ. I have no idea what that's in regards to. We're talking about so many things. We're talking about like oil and then World War II and I mean, holy smokes. You got to be specific. Definitely now would be the time to avoid such as it, they, yes, no, them. Or right here, exactly. They, can you, I don't know who they is. If there's ever a time to avoid broad words, now would be it. I mean, we have like 18 different discussions going on right now. And I'm not complaining. I'm just saying. Is it true they print 12 trillion every 3 months? No, I don't think so. That's a lot of money. I think we all learned how much $1 trillion is during COVID, right? When you look at the federal stimulus of how much they injected, and then you look at like, heck, I think the small town I live in is still, okay, we're getting some move up. I think they still are spending some COVID money. Even the town I grew up in back in Ohio, I remember when you go back to visit, they were like planting trees. They're doing so many random things because all these, the states got so much money. So yeah, 12 trillion every 3 months. I mean, even what was it? How much? 7 trillion was injected during COVID. Like, that is a lesson, I think, on how much $1 trillion actually is. Like, an insane amount of money. So yeah, I don't think they have to print 12 trillion every 3 months. That seems a bit ambitious. This lockout rally. Psy flows. You've been trying to go short. By the way, thanks, John. Thank you, Dean. If you are having a conversation with somebody else, just if you don't mind tagging that person, that is a massive time saver to me because I see that you've tagged somebody else. So I know that you're not talking to me. But if I don't see you tagging anybody else, then I think it's a safe assumption to assume you're talking to me. So appreciate that. Now wanting long, but legit have not got. Oh, I can see that. Yes. Yeah, I can see that too. People. Okay, we might have a. I wish this one was a little bit more steep. So I suppose this is a rising wedge, but if that line looked something more like that, that would have been a little bit more ideal. Yeah, you got to be very precise to try to fade days like today, the slow grinds. Again, I am interested in a short up around that yellow line if it can make its way up there. Wait, do we finally have something? Oh, wait. Wait, no. Wait. What is this? Does this give us a steep line? Nope. I cannot find a rising wedge. Like, it just seems like there should. Would this maybe give us one? Okay, maybe kind of, sort of. Maybe. No, I mean, I don't know. Let me put it this way. I'm not finding any sort of, I would not consider any of these, like, really even B plus rising wedges. Maybe B minus. They didn't lock me out. Who didn't lock you out? Your wife? That's kind of shocking to hear. VSX, I hope that's not how you're trading. Oh, man. You better not be blindly following me. In fact, anybody that drops a one might have to get the ban hammer. If I ban people, does that mean they can't watch the stream anymore? How does the ban actually work? Does anybody know? Like, I know if I put people in timeout, you can still watch. You just can't message. I assume you're looking at NASDAQ charts. Yeah, you can, right up here, just the way my screen works, you can see exactly what I'm looking at right there. Or I guess right there, too, to be more specific. Or if you want the full name, you can just read that right there. A ban just stops them from commenting. Gotcha. Oh, gotcha. So you got the smaller screen. Yep, I'm on NASDAQ. MNQ, well, NASDAQ, but MNQ to be more specific. The 2-minute countdown, so it comes from over here, the gear. Click on that, and then bar countdown settings right there. All right, coder. No, not trading at all currently. Still learning. Okay, yeah. Well, good. Yeah, VSX. Unfortunately, trading is not that easy. You got to ultimately learn to think for yourself, have a strategy that fits your personal risk tolerance. We all risk affects us all a little differently. That's why there's no one size fits all trading strategy. Right? If the strategy is I want to have fun, one person can say go skydiving, somebody else could tell you to read a book. Are either of those people wrong? No. Now they might be wrong for you, but why does that exist? Well, because risk. Clearly the skydiver, they have a different risk tolerance compared to the person that just wants to read a book, So again, anybody that is out there selling you their system, their strategy is lying to you. Again, I'm not saying their strategy or system does not work for them, but you are not you. They are not you. You are not them. There's going to be, we all have our own little unique strategies. What happens if the book reader is reading about skydiving? Ooh, how about them apples? I watch your 4-part video from 6 years. Oh, yeah, cool. Good. All right, I will look for a long down here at the 21 EMA if this wants to pull back some more. Wait, this has got, why do I keep drawing these lines? Like, this has got to be a rising wedge, isn't it? Not the greatest rising wedge, but. Never seen this, yeah. I'll read the book. Skydiving, zero, like not even close. I'm not even curious about skydiving. No, thank you. I'm gonna actually try a short here. Short at the red line, stop is at the green if it wants to come back up. It does. I don't think I'm too crazy now to say it does seem as though it's building a bit of a top right now. No, I not don't necessarily think I'm going to catch like some massive reversal, but let's see what happens. Let's see what happens, Cletus. Or it's just going to keep pulling back. Looking pullbackish. I went skydiving back in the day when I was moving around in Chicago. It was fun. Yeah, I don't really like the butterfly. Like, I don't like roller coasters either. Yeah, potentially. But stuff like that, again, for me and my strategy, I'm just trying to think where the price might be in the next 10 minutes. I could not care less about the next couple of days or anything like that. Because it's irrelevant to my strategy. But yeah, if people are sway traders or swing traders, then yeah, you should probably try to think out a couple of days ahead. But for me, I'm like, where do I think the price can be in 10 minutes from now? Should it be a concern? I mean, for my strategy, no, I'm not concerned about the divergence. Now, maybe if we were like talking investing or like swing trading, maybe that would be a relevant topic. But once again, I'm not. This is not me investing. This is not me swing trading. I'm literally trying to day trade and think about the next 10 minutes. Up 25,000% on SPY option right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if anybody here is thinking about the next couple of days, I'm not saying you're wrong per se. I'm just saying I'm not the guy to ask because I've devoted zero brain power to the topic because my strategy does not require me to devote any brain power to the topic, right? Up 25K% on options right. Oh, maybe you mean right now. You're up 25,000% on SPY option right now. Gotcha. Yeah, that seems a little like not true, especially when I don't recognize the name. That seems a bit too much of a trust me, bro trade. Sold 5 for 15,000%, kept a runner at 25%. I mean, maybe. But I would assume in the spirit of intellectual honesty, you will understand why all of us are a bit skeptical. Well, I mean, it ultimately doesn't matter. Like, okay, cool, cool. Like I know people in AMC, GME that were up thousands of percents, that were up $200,000, and are those people around anymore? No, because they were in the right place, right time, got lucky. Because they didn't. I mean, they're again right place, right time, but that's just not a repeatable strategy. So I mean, yeah, congrats. Maybe you're up that amount, but I mean, can you continue to do it? Can you hang on to the gains? Because at the end of the day, making money is the easy part in trading. Hanging on to the gains and growing the gains, that's where trading's hard. But yeah, making money, yeah, blind drunk monkeys can make money. I'm not saying you're a blind drunk monkey. I'm just saying at the end of the day, like, I mean, whatever you're doing, congrats, but like, that's not repeatable. And if it is repeatable, then yeah, you are richer than Elon Musk. I did say I was going to buy down there, huh? I said that looked good at the 21 EMA. And I didn't. I got this. Yeah, I don't even know. I literally remember specifically saying that, and I just forgot. I don't know. Maybe he bought it like a couple days ago, and he's added them all up. I'm not. I don't know. I don't know. But again, like I said, from a discussion standpoint, just assume that it's true. That doesn't prove anything. Maybe that all that could be proven is they just got lucky. No, to be fair, maybe it proves they have a great skill set. But like I've never met anybody that can continually get 25,000% gains. So I think if anything, it would just prove okay, yeah, you got lucky on that trade. Right place, right time. Okay, there it is. There it is, right there. Bought 6 YOLO. So my point is proven true. They got lucky. Per their own admission. They YOLO'd, they got lucky. There we go. Hence my point. Blind drunk monkeys can make money in the market. That's not the hard part. Making money is not the hard part in trading. Holding on to that money and growing that money, that's the hard part. So there we go. As suspected, he YOLO'd. Okay. It doesn't matter, Dean. He already admitted. Just concede. Let's concede he's up 100,000%. Who cares? He just admitted he YOLO'd. He got lucky. That there's no skill there. There's no skill. Whatever. There's no point in arguing. Just concede it. Concede it. Again, I appreciate him. I appreciate the fact he was honest and said I YOLO'd. The guy yesterday, he would have probably tried to make us believe it was an actual skill. Like, no, that's my strategy. Like, my strategy is I can get 25,000% on a very routine basis. That's where it's like, okay, now you're just flat out lying. At least he admitted he YOLO'd, he got lucky, it was a gamble. Okay. I mean, zero skill. We only lose on purpose. Remember that. Well, I only lose when the market makers take advantage of me. So if I win, it's because of my great decisions. If I lose, it's not my fault. It's the market maker's fault. And that's how I don't get in trouble with my wife. Chevy, no. I am, as I've been the entire time, I'm with Take Profit Trader. Again, you YOLO'd. You YOLO'd. There you go. So you gambled on it. Congrats. But this is, but you still face the hard part in market. What you did is easy. I will say it again and probably another dozen times. In trading, making money is easy. Anybody can make money in a trade. Holding onto those gains, growing that account, that is where trading becomes hard. But a lot of, again, if you've been around long enough, you've seen this over and over again. People made a ton of money in GME, AMC, Bitcoin, from way back when Colorado was the first state to legalize marijuana. All these marijuana penny stocks were going bonkers. Like, people made a bunch of money. The vast majority of those people are no longer around. Why? Because they were right place, right time, gambled, got lucky. And then when the actual skill was required to manage risk, aka hang on to those gains, and grow the account, aka manage risk, once risk management started to be required, yep, see you later. Because buy the dip, diamond hands, because it'll eventually go up. Eventually things stop going up. Like, diamond handing things is not risk management. It's not anything. It's just you're in the right place at the right time, and the craziness continues to bail you out. But eventually that disappears and you're not bailed out. Some of you guys just concede. Concede. Who cares? Who cares he's up 25,000? I mean, good job. That doesn't prove anything. He admitted he YOLO'd. He admitted he YOLO'd. Now, if he wants to send a screenshot of like a nice, beautiful account that's growing over time, I'm all for that. But like his screenshot could look like this over time. There's a big move, and then no, it could look something like that. Well, yeah, you got lucky right there, and then I'm not saying that's what it would, but there's really no point arguing whether or not he made 25,000. Just say, okay, good job. But like, okay, so you YOLO'd per your own admission and got lucky, okay? It's like I've everybody seen the lottery statistics? Like the vast majority of people that win the lottery, that YOLO, get lucky, because they have no money management, aka risk management in the world of trading, they ended up going broke again anyways. It's like arguing with somebody, well, you didn't win the lottery. It's like, well, yeah, they did, but that doesn't really, like in the long term, is that going to, does it mean anything? And statistically, no, it doesn't. Those people are going to end up broke anyways. Right, Dean. And if you said that, I would concede. I'd be like, congrats, Dean. Now, would you mind sending me a screenshot of like your past yearly performance? Like, let's see. Do you have a trend line that, or do you have a trend that's going up, or is this like your first trade ever? Like, it doesn't. To me, that doesn't matter because anybody can do that. But can you maintain those gains? Can you grow those gains? That's the part. So yeah, even if you said that, Dean, I'd be like, cool. Let's see your past 100 trades. Can you send us a screenshot of the past 100? I mean, at the end of the day, Numb to Fear, why are you even trading options anyways? At the end of the day, as crazy as this sounds, Numb to Fear, you could have made more money with futures, specifically futures through a prop firm. I know that doesn't seem possible because you're thinking, what are you talking about? I'm up 25,000%. But I bet I could take the math and show you that you're still working inefficiently. I just started doing futures. Good. Are you doing futures in a prop firm though? Make sure you're doing futures in a prop firm because the way they move is no joke. Yeah, I would assume you like futures way better because there's no theta amongst many of the other reasons. Okay, cool, good. Well, good job then. Right, exactly. Like people make ridiculous gains. You be around long enough, you go through enough cycles. Again, for me, I always remember, well, the financial crisis was a crazy one, and then, that was like 2008 ish, and then you had, whenever Colorado legalized marijuana, and then you had the whole pot stock boom. You had Wolf of Wall Street when that movie came out. That was right around pot stock boom too. So Wolf of Wall Street brought in a ton of people to the penny stock market. And then you had one of the most recent ones would be the COVID thing, GME, AMC, all those ones. So I mean, people can make huge gains, but it's that next part which really separates people. Okay, the coder. I think we've had this conversation way back when. I 100% guarantee. Well, I guess I can't guarantee it, but you have the bankroll to do futures through a prop firm. Like, do you have nine? I would assume you have $90. If you have $90, then you can 100% trade futures. But I recognize your name. I could have sworn we've had this conversation months and months ago. Thursday would definitely work best. No, I'm pretty sure you've been on this live stream before. But yeah, either way, if you have $90, you could do what I'm doing here and many are doing. You could buy a prop account right there for $90, gets you 25,000 in purchasing power. And then that is ultimately your entire risk. If you blow up the account, meaning if you go out there and lose $1,500, that would be a rule violation. That doesn't mean you lose $1,500. It just means you lose your account. And because you spent $90 on the account, that's what you lose. So yeah. Yes, and they are available in the UK. The one that I just showed you, Take Profit Trader, that's who I use, who I recommend. They're available in the UK. In fact, I don't know if Maddie's here, but we have a couple of people in the UK that use them. Oh yeah, the SPAC, yeah, all the, what are those, the acquisition company things? Yep. There you go. There's Maddie right there. Look below you. Yeah, if you blow up, you can start all over again. Yep. How is that possible? Because this is all happening in a simulated environment. So if you go lose $1,500, you're not actually losing $1,500 like of anybody's real money. Because this part here is in a simulated environment. Because that is a good point. You can always tell the business-minded people because they're like, that's a scam. There's no way that's a viable business model. How can they require $90 of your money and then go let you lose $1,500 of their money over and over again for $90? That's a scam. I understand numbers in business. That is a businessman-like observation, but that is what's going on. It's happening in a simulated environment. Okay, maybe that's right. I just see it from the comments. Yeah, it's a real thing. You will get paid. Yes, you have to prove yourself first. So you go in the test phase. You have a test account. Once you pass that, you get your pro account, and the pro account phase is where you can begin to get paid. I'll be right back. Mr. Ulmer just texted. He's sick today, so it's not going to work out either way. But he did say, let's aim for Thursday. Yeah, and the weather on Thursday is supposed to be really nice. So, but I think it's actually supposed. No, tomorrow's Wednesday. But I think it was supposed to storm anyways. I've been watching the weather. It looks like it's gonna storm anyway. So, but Thursday will be good. Nice and sunny on Thursday. Good job, Dean. Congrats, but let's see if you can do it repeatably. Let's see if you can hang on to those gains, Dean. Let's see if you can manage that risk, brother. So I had a friend from church that, because I don't know anything about fishing. I know how to fish in the sense that like you cast the line out there, but as far as baiting and baits and setting up the pole, I don't know anything. So like when my kids wanted, like, hey Dad, can you teach us football? Can you teach us sport? Oh yeah, I'm the guy. But fishing is not it. So anyways, we had a friend from church that was like, yeah, I'll take you guys out. So the kids were so excited. Like to the point of like our son getting in trouble for talking about it obsessively. Like, Trip, you gotta talk about something else. You're gonna drive me insane. But just got a text. He stayed home from work today. So not feeling well. Plus, I think it's supposed to storm here anyways. So we're going to aim for Thursday. So my son, he's a little bummed. But I was kind of giving him a heads up. I was like, buddy, I think it might storm. So just keep your expectations low. Yeah, if you're making money, if you're a good trader, a prop firm is definitely for you because then you can do stuff such as copy trading where you can make like multiple trades at once even though you're only making one trade. There was a point in time where YOLOing options was a viable strategy. Yeah, I mean, you get in those right markets, and absolutely. It's just like, same with buying the dip and diamond hands. Like, why? Why would I put a stop? I'm going to buy the dip. I'm going to diamond hands it. Maybe I'll buy some more because it'll go back up. And it did. It repeated that multiple times. But like anybody with enough experience, like we all know, like, yeah, but eventually trends like that end. In future, if you can manage your risk correct. Random, that's a pretty loaded question. And a lot of it would probably be off topic. So I'll put it this way: we felt it was best for us. I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, that is that answer could lead to some spiciness. There's a topic every day. The topic every day is chit chat. And I'm buying here. This is when is the last trade I've made? This stream has got to be like a record setter in kind of the wrong way. Like I think I've only made 2 trades. Yeah, multiple reasons why we moved, but yeah. Dean, is Dean losing it? Dean keeps tagging people, so I'm not reading his messages. Because when somebody tags somebody else, I just skip over the message, which I appreciate because they're letting me know they're not actually talking to me. Let's see. Yeah, Dean. Calm down, dude. You gotta lighten up, brother. You're making me look like a saint. I was really bad. Don't move here. There you go. Dean's back. See? Angel. He's back in angel mode. Once again, keep it. Nobody's got to agree around here, but name calling is the first admission that you're failing in your argument. So let's just keep it. Agree to disagree. And as long as both sides are trying to be charitable, easier said than done. I'm not perfect in any of it, but let's make that the goal. All right. I'm going to short this. Fake breakout, move to the upside. Let's see. Put my stop right there. Unless this is a genuine breakout, then I guess I won't have a trade here. Unless it comes down here, fills me, and then continues with the breakout, which would make this a very annoying trade. Again, looking for a short at the red line. See if this is some sort of fake breakout of the move here. Hey, Dean, not you. Your brother. Red line. If the red line turns blue, that means I'm in. Getting close. 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 Yeah, if you're going to break out, please just keep breaking out. Don't get me in and then keep breaking out. Close. Like I said, if that red line turns blue, I'm in. This thing can't make up its mind. Is this a real breakout or is it not a real breakout? I don't even think the price knows right now. All right, there we go. Okay. Okay, if this pops up some more, I'm going to try a short right here instead. A little bit more. A little bit more, brother. Go up a little bit more. Little bit more. Little bit more. One more push up and I'll put it in. One more push up. Want to see that white line move up a little bit more. Come on, white line. White line is the high of the day, so the price can never get above that line. No. All right, that was going to be my entry. So I would have been in had I not put on that requirement. We'll see if this will. Again, hindsight will be and as of now, hindsight is making me look like, well, that was a stupid requirement, Clay. You want to see that white line go higher. That was stupid. Well, yeah, I'm agreeing in hindsight now. But if this thing rips green, you'll be sitting there saying, oh, that was good, Clay. That was a good stipulation. I literally told myself SPY was going. Yeah, sometimes your gut can be spot on. Sometimes it can be spot on. That is, but other times you eat bad Thai food and your gut lies to you. So you got to be careful of those situations too, you know? So as of now, all right, here we go. Short if it comes down to the red line. If this is another one of these slow, steady grinds, well, that, oh, good grief. We're up 800 points. Well, I appreciate the fact you let one work for you. That's good. This feels like 29,900s today. All right, so you're basically thinking this feels like a 1,000-point day? Because that essentially would put us. Should I convert my profits into yen? No. Whatever the currency of Somalia is, that's what you should do. And then after you do that, go become a pirate. Okay, maybe a short here. I think Somalia's currency is just Minnesota's money could be. This is just not it. This action is just not it. I should probably take a swing at it. Doggone. Oh, this action is gonna just. I really had high hopes for today. When the way the day started off and the movement and all that, I'm like, all right. You know, yesterday, aka Monday, that was just a blip on the radar. We're back to last week's action because last week, Monday through Friday, man, the price was moving. It was moving great throughout the entire day. So this morning had me thinking that yesterday was just the blip. But man, we are right back to it. Oh, it's dying. This move right here from 25 to there. This is like a 20-point move. That's it. Again, to be fair to futures though, a 20-point move. I mean, if you're in the world of NQs, that still adds up very, very quickly. Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. I mean, this is usually it's the opposite of what we're looking at here, like just from a chart perspective. Usually the saying is you take the like right here, you take the stairs up, so kind of slow and methodically up, and then the elevator down, just whoosh. This is kind of where we basically did take the stairs, the elevator down, but now we're like taking the elevator straight back up. Like, yeah, it is. This is not a slow and steady. This is not one of these recoveries where it's just kind of slow and steady. No, we're just like boom, boom. Like this was a big gap up here, right? Gap up there, closed, big gap up there. We're continuing. Yeah. I mean, then you factor in SPY is actually already at highs. Oh, wow, by a long shot. That's, yeah, it's pretty wild. I'm not trying to understand any of it though. It is what it is. Like I said, that's why I like my charts. Just trade with the charts. What ultimately, why is the price? Why did it come down? Why did it come up? Who cares? Who cares? Is MNQ better or worse than the MNQ? Well, I mean, Matty Dented Futures. That's going to be up to you. That is definitely personal based or personal preference based. Hey, Sean. Wait, do we finally have someone of a rising wedge here? Okay, there's a rising wedge. Already broken down through. Yeah, I think I might have to just get rid of this trend line here. I think it's served its purpose. We don't really seem to... If anything now, maybe this is the more relevant trend line. Yeah, there we go. I'll keep an eye on that trend line moving forward. Who's excited? When do those come out? I did see that about the nanos. I don't know how I feel about that. It's just so many layers. August 24 release. Gotcha. That's what they're going to be called? NNQ? I guess that makes sense for nano. August 24th. So what is it going to be worth? 1 point is worth how much? 20 cents? What is a nano? What's 1 point going to be worth? Because on micros, a point is worth $2 per contract. So does that mean it's 20 cents per contract? 20 cents. That seems like what? I don't know. That seems too small. Yeah, I'm not gonna have any interest. Maybe 10 years from now, if the Nasdaq's up at like 100,000, maybe nanos will probably be required. But like, I don't. As we stand right now, man, 20 cents seems a bit rough. That's true. The NES. Yeah, we're gonna bring out the Nintendo fans. Kind of Cam, but like, what happens if you're maybe with like a 150K account where you have 150 you could work with? Or wait, are they going to say you could have like 1,500? Yeah, how does that work? Are they going to let people get up to 1,500 contracts? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Okay, this has definitely got to be a rising wedge here too. Like surely when I draw this line here. Okay, there we go. This is the rising wedge. I'm interested in a short up around the upper part of this pattern. And if this thing wants to explode up through the top of the rising wedge, I guess I'll just shrug my shoulders, nod my head, and be like, yeah, you only actually go up. But I think the odds are in my favor that it doesn't do that. Keywords being think and odds, okay? Okay, here we go. A little bit more, brother. A little bit more. All right, I'm in. Short. Let's see if it can reject off the top of the pattern here. Oh, that was not good. All right, I'm going to take risk off the table here. Come on down. Nope. All right, I'm out. I can always get back in. Come on, a little bit more. A little bit more up. Little bit more. Am I being too picky? I might be too picky here. Okay, I'm in. Come on, upward trend line. Do your thing, brother. Come on. Let's get some targets hit here. Come on. Oh, you don't tease me like that. At least hit that first one. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Nah, give it time. Give it a chance here. Could still be a losing trade. Could still be a losing trade, but at least got... Come on. That next one would be great. If I could get that next target hit, that'd be great. Goodness. Like, what are we doing here? I don't know. I kind of want to add some more if it comes back down. I'm going to move up that one target here. So I'm not at, I don't know. Is this thing just about to start to grind? Again, it hasn't, I mean, yes, it's gotten above the rising wedge, but it hasn't anything like in a crazy way. So just trying to trust the pattern. Come on. Come on, at least hit that. Come on. I want that to get hit, and I'll just throw my stop up here. I guess it is what it is. I'll put my stop up there regardless. I'd rather have it up there with... So there it is. All right, I got green. Let's just let this thing cook if it wants to come down. You're gonna. So there we go. Still will be a losing trade, even though I took a couple out in profit, but this thing does not seem to want to roll over. And I am right on the edge of getting stopped. I don't believe you. I think it's just trying to get my hopes up. Set the stop. 15 minutes. Show higher coming. Oh, I don't know, man. The 2 minute and the 15 minute. That's kind of a big jump. What a day. I am okay. A partial stop out. Can you just take my, all right, I'm just going to exit. All right, there we go. Well, I tried. And this, yeah, it is just strong. Trying to short this is suicide. I mean, I just shorted it and I had a losing trade, but I don't know if I'd like say that was like suicidal. I've been short this for days. Okay, well, we are definitely different traders. You are a swing trader. We're day trading here. Stepping in front of a moving truck. Okay, anybody commenting? Just, well, geez, Clay, you kind of deserve that loss. As an FYI, that could have been a winner if I wanted. Some of you are behaving as if I never had any chance of green. That was a stupid thing. There was no green, Clay. Why would you do that? No, I actually had green. I gave it more of a chance to go greener, and it didn't, and it went a losing trade. So, I mean, let's keep in mind the context of the trade. I'd hear kind of sort of what you're saying if I got in and like I had, no matter what management style I chose, there was no green. Like I mean, you're still hindsight analyzing, but like that was not the case there. I had green. Heck, I took out a portion of my position for green. So yeah, stepping in front of a train was still a profitable move. In the sense of, yeah, had I just scalped the whole thing, it would have been a green trade. Right? Again, Steely Dan. I know you're coming from a place of, but this is kind of like the joke around here. I know you're coming from a place of goodness, but like, I know you're suggesting the 15 minute because you're trying to like, well, hey, because of this component, that's fine. But like, if I take what everybody were to tell me in that regard, I'm gonna have like 800 different time frames. Because yes, I realize like maybe according to the Norwegian VWAP, it was gonna go bullish. Or I don't, Clay, you missed the Botswana Bollinger Bands. The Botswana Bollinger Bands, Clay. It's going to go bullish. It's like, okay, maybe, but I can only put so many things in my chart. I can only track so many time frames. You know what I mean? So thank you, Steely Dan. But like I realize if you look hard enough, if I'm in a bullish trade, if you look hard enough, you're going to be able to find something somewhere that implies bearishness. Also, the flip side is true. If I'm in a bearish trade, if you look hard enough and far enough, you're going to find something that implies it's actually bullish, right? You might have to look on the 3.5 minute time frame and use those Botswana Bollinger Bands, but you could make the case, Clay. So, I mean, at some point in trading, you just kind of got to pick your lane, pick your indicators, and just go with it. But again, Dan, I know you're coming from a place of goodness. I need a 100-point drop. That's quite the hold and hope you got going on. Let me guess, and that's just to get you to break even? So ultimately, the rising wedge did work out, kind of, sorta, a little bit. Not very clean though. So is that this is the move I needed for my Asian time frame. I wake up an hour ago. Where do you live at, No Soup? I think we've had this conversation before. Can you please calm? Calm what? The storm? I'm sorry, I'm not Jesus. I can't calm the storms. I shorted at 720. Oh, okay. So that is not a total hold and hope. I'm 6 seconds ahead. That is correct. Yes, there is the delay here. Hey, Clay, today's charts are uneasy, so hey, fair enough. If your strategy has deemed the charts too uneasy, well then, good job to not trade. I'm going to get rid of that line there. Price action has gotten way better this week compared to July. I really like the price action last week, so I guess the last week of July. That was certainly ideal. This week's price action so far, not ideal. When this distance here is worth 10 points, not really my flavor. I like this distance here. Preferably would be at least 20 points. But when it's 10, it's like, eek. Let's see if we can boost the delay to 2 minutes. Now, I'd prefer there not to be a 2-minute delay. That'd be rough. Where I ask a question and then I have to wait 2 minutes to get a reply. That would be rough. My stop is chapter 11. Let the good times roll. Yeah. That is true, Cam, but I like that trade-off. Do you choose the price intervals? I mean, you can. I can squeeze them down if you want. But like, so there is a little bit of intuitiveness to it. But like when the chart looks like this, or not even like, because this is, I think this is what my chart normally looks like. So it's normally looking like this, and that's at 10. What's your overall performance on these prop firms? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know by what metric, but enough to make it worth, enough to keep on doing it. I'll put it that way. Yeah, nice move here. This just shows how we need to rewire our brains. We're now thinking that 20-point moves are tweet candles. Now, last week, this candle here would have been like 90 points. It's like, okay. But you know the markets are slow when 20-point candles are like, whoa, who tweeted what? We just moved 20 points. Okay, now we're picking up a little bit more pace here. Let's check out oil. Not a lot going on with oil, though. So, yes, you know that we're headed to the moon candles. It's slow when people are starting to talk about the moon when we've made about a 35-point move. Whoa, 35 points, the moon. Now, if you're not around last week, this size candle here, instead of being worth 35 points, would have probably been worth what? At least bare minimum 80, 90 points, if not 100. Yeah, I agreed, Cam. Probably at least 100. Today, the same exact size candle, at least visually speaking, is 35 points. Yeah. When you start saying Monka S for 30-point candles, you know it's slow. Okay, well, first off, I don't use them, so I'm going to delete that comment because I don't use that prop firm, and I prefer their prop firm not in here. But Yangyo, my performance is irrelevant because I'm not here to say that I'm a good trader. I'm here to say that day trading futures through a prop firm is a good idea. That's what I'm here to do. And I can be a terrible trader, yet still mathematically prove that day trading futures through a prop firm is possible. My skill level as a trader is irrelevant towards math. So, yeah. I'll just, for argument's sake, I'll concede. My performance is terrible. I don't know. I'm not a good trader. I like 50K and 150K accounts. Candles were 92 points last week. Yeah, some candles were 92. Others were even bigger than that. You're not a terrible trader, just a scammer. But that's the whole thing, too. Like, I could still be a scammer and still prove that with math, day trading futures through a prop firm is efficient. That's why math is so nice. What's the next daily level? I don't know. I don't use it. I don't check in on the daily chart too often. Look at this thing. Just, it don't care. Who said we might get a 1,000-point day? Was that force fed? I think force fed might be onto something. I mean, we are at this point. This is not the greatest logic, by the way, but we're basically 115 points away from having a 1,000-point day. At this point, why not? Why not just go up 115 more points and have the 1,000-point day? Why not? Again, that's not the greatest logic, but sometimes, yeah. Now, clearly, I don't really trust in this logic that much because if I truly trusted in the logic, I'd be long right now because I'd be like, well, hey, let's get myself 110 points. So very clearly, my actions are showing I'm not a huge believer in the logic, but I also admitted like this is not the best logic here. Is trading mostly just luck? No. Things that are just luck, you cannot like do like repeatably. Like that's why I would say poker is not just luck because there are professional poker players, right? What is just luck? That would be slot machines. That's why there's no such thing as a professional slot machine player. Blackjack is assuming you have an edge, aka can count cards. Blackjack is not gambling. It's not just luck because you can get an edge. Now, if you don't know how to count cards and you don't have an edge, well, those are the people where they're not going to kick you off the table. They're going to like, yeah, go ahead because they understand math is in their favor now, and for you to win ultimately does just require luck. It can be luck, yes. But like is in trading as an entirety luck? Well, no. No. There are things you can do to gain yourself edges. There are situations where something is more likely to happen than not. Cam Influence, he's a trader. What makes you ask that, Christy? It has been a very very impressive move so far. That is true. Anybody making money on the short side, they are for the most part, I would say probably scalpers. I suppose right there you could let it work for you, but even that, it's just yeah. He seems impatient. Oh, I've not gotten that vibe, Christy, but no. As far as I can tell, Cam is certainly not a gambler. He is trading. Chasers are making money. That is true. On a day like today, they're also building bad habits. Buy the dip, no stop loss, diamond hands because it'll go back up. That has worked out today, but that is also building some very bad habits for people. But yes, to be fair, just buy the dip, brother. Diamond hands. If it dips some more, buy some more because it'll go back up. That has worked. I mean, truly beautifully today. So many bad habits are being built though on people that are doing stuff like that. Christy, yeah, what did Cam say that led you to believe that he's impatient? He might have. Maybe he was joking around about something. Maybe he didn't quite pick up some sarcasm. I don't know. To be fair to everybody involved, sometimes sarcasm, sometimes jokes, sometimes things don't totally translate through just words on a screen. I mean, at this point, I guess just wait for the dip and buy the dip. But even this, the dips don't even dip that much. He said he's short, then he doesn't feel good being short. He said he okay. I mean, I can see how you'd say like be a little bit more patient. But to be fair to him, also, so I see where you're coming from, but also there are situations where you can be doing something and thinking something, and then within the trade itself, there's a dynamic that occurs, and that dynamic Doesn't mean that you need to bail from the trade, but you're like, okay, now I don't feel as good as what I once did because this dynamic occurred. So that's not necessarily being impatient. That can just be there's something that occurred within the movement. But again, to be fair to you, Christy, it could mean impatience. Like you get in, you get short, and then 2 seconds later, you're like, man, what's going on? I don't feel great about this. It's like, wait, what? But I don't think that's what Cam's saying either. Do people earn a living just doing this? No, not no. Now, around here, I preach multiple streams of income. That is what wealthy people do. Um, so I just studied wealthy people. I noticed wealthy people have many streams of income. They don't just do anything. So I would say as long as you're just doing multiple streams of income, then yes. But yeah, earning a living only doing this, aka your only stream of income is from trading. No, no. If you're an 18-year-old that lives in your parents' basement and has no responsibilities in life, I guess kind of sorta, but like hopefully you can see that's not really real life. But like for me, for example, per your definition, could I earn a living just doing this? aka my only stream of income is from trading? Absolutely not. I have 6 kids. There's no way. The pressure would pop my head like a pimple of needing to make money, to feed my family. No, that would be too much pressure. So no, I around here I preach. Many people preach multiple streams of income. Okay, oil rolling back over here. Would love to see it get down below $75. But this potentially double bottom spot right there. So working prairie, I mean, I guess we had one fella. I can only handle them in batches. But he would run around and say, yeah, it's possible. It's all I do. It's the only thing I do. But then when you peel back the layers more, come to find out his wife's a doctor. And it's like, okay, well, from an income stream perspective, it's not, your income is not only coming from trading. Like your wife is basically subsidizing you, right? Because your wife's a doctor. So yeah, maybe find a sugar mama and then you can just spend all your time doing trading. But per your question, earn a living just doing that. Yeah. So even the sugar mama thing is still a multiple stream of income approach. All right. Because I'm dented, I'm going to try a short here. See if this like little miniature fake break. Whoa! There we go. There we go. Come on down. Come on. I'm a little nervous. So why is it getting so snappy all of a sudden? Uh-oh. Oh boy, is it now about to snap against me? I'm nervous. That just happened too quick. Too quick. Come on. Wow. From getting all jolty to now this. Hey, rookie. No, I have a hard time believing your client does not have any other streams of income. Like, I'd imagine he's got a dividend portfolio or something going on. And if you were hiring paid guides and stuff like that for hunting, you're doing well in life. I would be I would be shocked if quite literally his only stream of income was trading. Like, he sounds to me like he's a business owner. He just doesn't really work inside the business anymore. Is this thing going to come down or not? Man, I thought for sure I was about to, like, thinking, did I just time this epically? Got filled, and then no, nothing. That's just back to putzing around here. That's true. I'm not Nasir. That is true. Come on. Come on. Come on. All right. Small gain. How fast can the price drop? Quite fast. Shockingly, fast enough to ensure you need this. That's how fast. Fast enough to ensure that you might need this, which is why this is what all traders need at their trading location. That's how fast. Looks like you've used. Yeah, mine's getting a little sparse. Little sparse. I will go long if there's a deeper pullback here, but like, if this is all the pullbacks are going to be, are these little amounts right here, then I'm just going to, I guess, sit here and continue to watch the balloon float away. All right, have a good one, CDP. Went long and made 50 bucks. I'm definitely buying the shallow pullbacks. Yeah, to be fair, I guess that's all it takes. I should probably be getting long right here. Why wouldn't we go up? Yeah, I guess I don't get it, Kyle. Good job on the 50 bucks. What does that have to do with the Matrix? Are you setting me up for a terrible dad joke here? What are we doing? I feel like I'm being led into a trap. Odds are this isn't the top. Agreed. Which is why when I shorted, I did not think it was the top in the sense of like I'm nailing some epic reversal. I thought maybe it'd pull back a little bit more, and it pulled back enough for a little trade, green trade. But like, yeah, surely we dropped. Yeah, I'm not going to use the word surely today, especially when it comes to the price going down. I'll just wait till it tops out and go all in my height. Yeah, I mean that's really the key. Just wait until it tops out and then get short. That's how the really good traders do it. And then they just wait for the bottom and buy. I mean, trading's really that easy. Wait for the top to go short, wait for the bottom to go long. I know the sarcasm. I know that's right about. Yeah, I sometimes I question like should I clarify this stuff? Like I'm not. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I think if I had to clarify every time I use sarcasm, I'd probably drive myself insane. But I guess really, I think this is why I don't do it because it's a good learning lesson. Meaning, let's just say somebody's brand new and they take it at face value. Oh, trading's as easy as just buying the bottom. Well, when that person tries to go and buy the bottom, I think they're going to quickly realize, well, crap. How do I know when it's a bottom? Yeah, exactly. So I think if they were to go and practice it, it would dawn on them. Oh, wait a second. Okay, yeah. That was kind of a joke because it's easy to say wait for the bottom, but like, what am I waiting for? Well, the bottom. Yeah, but I don't know when the bottom is. Well, wait for it. Right? So it's like circular logic of nonsense. If you are trading and can't understand sarcasm, you shouldn't be trading. Well, I agree, but to be fair, like if you're brand new, part of being brand new is like you just don't know anything. And part of that is you don't know what's sarcastic and what's not. Now I understand why you can't just trade all day. Been sitting here for 15 minutes and the price barely goes up or down. Well, I mean, this is very slow action right now, working prairie. But also, to be fair, in the world of futures, you won't say that the price is barely going up or down. Because if you were not happy with it, you could go buy, let's just say, 5 NQs, and then you could watch that number, and you'll need some toilet paper. So, now if this was a stock, sure. A stock that's fluctuating around 15 cents, yeah, that's going to be really rough. But like with futures, something fluctuating around 20 points, 15 points, you pick up a few NQ and you start watching that P&L. Oh boy. But yeah, Mike, I do agree. If you've been trading for like, I don't know, or if you've been in the market for multiple months and then you're like, oh, wait, what? Oh, trading is as easy as buying the bottom and selling the tops. Why didn't I agree. At that point, it's like, holy smokes. Where have you been learning from? Like, what is your experience for you not to understand the sarcasm of that? Yeah, in that category of person, fully agree with what you're saying. 100%. That was my first eval. I needed to take profit after going 5 NQ long. That is the nice thing about futures. Hey, thank you, Buzak. About to buy 1 or 5 Lucid Flex. Well, regardless of whether you buy 1 or 5, I appreciate you using code Clay. Thank you very much, sir. You're feeding some hungry children. But here's a cool thing with futures and prop firms that ultimately gets lost. Because you could say, well, Clay, I notice a problem in your analogy. If a stock is fluctuating just 15 cents, we'll just buy more shares. And it's like, okay, that's true. That's true. You can buy more. But actually, that is going to cost you more money. You need more money in your account to buy more shares. So in that regard, sure, you could go out there, buy more shares, and then you could get better P&L fluctuations. But you need more money. Not so with futures in a prop firm, right? With a prop firm, if you're in, let's just say, a 50K account, and you're doing, 2 NQ contracts, for example, well, that's going to cost you 102. But you could actually go up to 6. So you could increase your 2 contracts up to 6, and wow, that P&L is going to be fluctuating that much more. Once again, to be fair, you can increase position size too if you're trading your own funds. But that requires more of your own funds. Here, it doesn't require your own funds. It's still $102. You could go from 10 from two NQs up to 6, and you just still need 102 because that's what you bought the purchasing power of. So that's one of those things where it's a little bit down in the weeds, but another beautiful thing about prop firm trading is you can increase the volatility of your P&L and not be required to use any more of your own money. Everything else though, yes, to be fair, you can increase the volatility of your P&L by upping your position size, but that actually requires more of your cash. Does that make sense, people? Does that make sense? About just, I don't talk that often about that aspect of prop firms, but that's, again, one of those little buried details that's quite convenient. Hopefully that made sense. Perfect sense. Good. I kind of leverage. I guess I'm trying to overcome what the fair pushback. You could say, okay, Clay, that doesn't hold up though, because if a stock is trading in a 15-cent range and you wanna make more from that 15 cents range, well then just buy more shares. It's like, okay, that is true, but it's like that does require more money. Wow. It's just I can't even wait for a responsible pullback. How do I define a responsible pullback? At least let it get down to that green line there, the 21 EMA. The thing does. Yeah, at this point, how do we not go another 75 points? Like, how do we not get up to a 1,000-point day? Is there an extra discount for buying 5 accounts on Lucid? I don't think so. I guess in theory, but I'm not aware that just if you buy 5, that like all of a sudden gives you a better deal. You can try. Yeah, fully agreed. Keeping the West Wild, 100% valid point, but that's down in the weeds even too far. Where it's just like, yeah. But you're absolutely right. How rare is it to make? Okay, I'm not. Okay, listen very closely. It is not easy to make $1,000 trading futures because trading is not easy. Is it reasonable though? Is it logically possible? Like, is it like, whoa, you made $1,000 trading futures? Whoa. No, it's not that at all. It is more than reasonable to make $1,000 trading futures. Again, that does not mean it's easy, but it is not by any means some sort of like mind-blowing experience. Like, if you win the lottery, that is like people, that's big news. Because that is like, I mean, that's just like, yeah, wow. But like making 1,000, again, it's not easy to win the lottery. And it's also highly like unreasonable to think you're going to win the lottery because of math. So I don't know if that makes sense. So not easy because trading is not easy, but reasonable to make $1,000. Yes, that is a reasonable thing. Let me put it this way: if somebody showed up to me and was like, "Hey Clay, I have a goal. I'd like to aim for right around $1,000 a day," I'd be like, "Okay, cool." Now if you're like, "Hey Clay, I have a goal. I want to make $10,000 a day," it's like, okay, I'm still not going to say that's a terrible goal, but man, okay, you must be really bringing your A game then. Somebody shows up and like, "Clay, I'd like to make $100,000 a day." Again, possible, I guess, kind of, sort of reasonable. No, I would say that is now an unreasonable thing to make $100,000 in a day. $10,000, like aiming for that every day. Again, that's where it starts to get gray. Am I willing to like plant my flag in the hill of no, that is completely unreasonable? Not quite, but am I willing to say that that is a reasonable goal? I'm not quite there either. So I'm in total politician mode on 10,000 a day. But $1,000 a day, again, I'm not saying it's easy to do, but is that some sort of like crazy, crazy goal? No. Well, I'm not saying that they're going to actually do it, but like if you're going to strive for 10,000 a day, that's where I can cut. But yeah, 1,000, like especially in the world of NQ and stuff like that. But don't confuse something being reasonable with being easy. What I'm ultimately trying to get at is making $1,000. Is that like if somebody tells you I made $1,000 today in futures? I don't think anybody's mind would be blown. I'll put it that way. You're not gonna be like, wait, what? Whoa. Now you probably start to do stuff like that if someone's like, yeah, dude, I had $10,000. Oh wow, dang. Now you tell somebody you made $100,000. That's where it's like, no, you didn't, right? Because that's where it's like, okay. But if someone's like, no, I really did, you would be like, whoa, you made 100,000. Yeah, if somebody tells you 1,000, you'd be like, okay, cool. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, with the copy trading, possibly. Yeah, again, and some people will say like they'll blame prop firms. Oh, prop firms, it's impossible. Prop firms. I've not. It's like, well, people conflate prop firms making things hard. It's like, no, trading is hard. That's what makes prop firms hard because trading is hard. And prop firms are for trading and trading is hard. Therefore, sure, prop firms are hard, but not because of the prop firm, because of what you're doing, trading. Trading with your own money is hard too because it's trading. Epic statement. Don't confuse something being reasonable with being easy. Yeah, I don't know. I still don't know if I'm totally. I'd have to think through that. I think that could maybe be picked apart, but broadly speaking, I think it's a fair thing. If someone told me they made $1,000 every day consistently, well, again, $1,000 every day. But if someone would be like, yeah, my it averaged out to $1,000 a day, I mean, I'd be open to that, right? Because maybe one day they have a banger trade, 8,000, then 3 days of I don't know, like losing $500 a day. And I mean, so like I don't know about $1,000 every single day, but average it out. Good afternoon. Can I ask a question about stocks I hold? Sure. I should just be getting long. Like this seems like it's just the free 75 points. I mean, we're at 925. Why don't we? Quite technically speaking, it's 27. It's 23 points. Okay, just let me round up, you goobers. But it seems like it's right around 75 points. Yeah, exactly. At the end of the day, I'm just saying that it's not shocking. It is not. It is not earth-shattering news if somebody were to tell you they made $1,000 in futures. That's all I'm saying. Somebody making $10,000, kind of. Someone making $100,000. Oh yeah, that people are going to be talking about that for sure. And am I really about to get short again? Am I this dented? It's just no, buy the dip, Clay. Buy the dip. I'm buying the dip if it comes down closer to this 21 EMA and my trend line here. Again, I get. I'm blaming myself because I'm not. I'm just saying that making $1,000 is not. It's not like earth shattering thing to do, right? That's all I'm saying. Like, you don't have to try very hard and you could be up $1,000. But that's what I'm actually ultimately trying to get at. Based on if I remember what his question was. Like, is making $1,000 like reasonable? And yeah, making $1,000 is reasonable. If you were to say I want to try to average out $1,000 a day, I'd be like, okay, that is not going to be easy, but that is a reasonable goal to have. But yes, agreed. If it's going to take you 40 accounts, it's like, okay, but that has nothing to do with really, is it a reasonable goal? Sure. Not an easy goal, but a reasonable goal. Guys, Clay is a pro baboon. That is true. I am a pro baboon. Listen to him. He is a dented baboon. Agreed. Listen to me because I am a dented baboon. I just want this thing to pull back a little bit more. That's all. Today it seems like it's one of these days. I don't know why. My spidey senses are starting to go off. That there's going to be a big old pullback. Like, it seems like right now we are all being like hypnotized by the pullback. By the pullback. Get aggressive with the pullback. It'll go back. I don't know. I'm starting to feel very hypnotized where there's just going to be this dump and everybody's just going to get cooked. Like, this is just too steady of an uptrend. It's too steady. I don't know. Maybe it was the kimchi I had last night. By the way, first time I've had kimchi in a while last night. My wife experimented with the dish. Kids weren't huge fans. I loved it. The kids were like, oh, I'll give it a 2 out of 5 stars, 2.5. I was like, I give it a 4.7. But anyways, point being, maybe it's just the kimchi, bad kimchi, but it seems like we are being hypnotized. There it goes up again. I guess I should have just... Does anybody else have that feeling like we're being hypnotized? Because I am about, I can feel right now, I'm about to say, screw it, get long, go smooch my wife, come back, and just start counting, just start doing this. That's what I feel like right now. Get long, walk away, smooch with my wife for a while, come back, and I just start making it rain. It seems like a trap. Seems like a mental trap. It's gone so far, but it has to come back down eventually, right? Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, like, right? I don't know. Oh. Yeah, I mean, way back here, I was like, man, seems like it wants 1,000. That'd be 115 points. Yeah, well, I've left. I don't know. Does smooching make babies? I don't know. I just thought storks dropped off babies. I was not aware that smooching made babies. I thought it was just storks that dropped them off. And I just figured storks like the shrubbery my wife puts out front. Because the storks have dropped 6 off so far. So. Oh, smooching attracts the stork. Gotcha. Clay must be. Oh, dude, trusted few. I'm very rich. I'm filthy rich. I got 6 kids that love me. I have a wife that loves me. As far as I'm aware, I'm in good health. I am as rich can be. What about you, Trust Futures? Are you rich? You got anybody in your life that cares for you? Got your health? I have good friends. I am absolutely massively rich. A family that loves me, good friends, health. I'm rolling in the dough. No wife, no kids, just me and my I don't know. Good. Hey, just hold your nose and buy the dip. Oh boy. Look at this thing. That's right. I'm just rubbing salt in the wound. How's my day so far today? I mean, my day's been fine. This has got to be like one of the. Well, I don't. It depends on how you quantify or how you judge a live stream. If you judge live streams based on number of trades, this thing has been very boring. But it's just, yeah. In hindsight, I should have just got long and left it as it is. Can I have 10,000? Yeah, I'll give you 10,000 rupees. Well, I mean, FY, I was also just kidding. I was not going to give you 10,000 rupees. I was going to give you $10,000. But since you're just kidding, never mind. Just bought NQ on the dip 3 times and profited. Good, yeah, good job, Jeff. It's been one of those days where if you just buy the dips, there you go. Everyone switching to scalping and more contracts really helped me in the end. A lot more. Good, John. Yeah, base hits are they sneak up on people in the sense of it mentally. It doesn't seem to make sense, especially social media. Social media's got just, man, I just bagged 400 points, blah 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 blah, and everybody like base hit. I'm not here for base hits. I want home runs. But yeah, I think it catches people off guard how quick base hits can add up. Same bullish. Yeah, no, right now, Chief, you are right. Buying the dips, that's the way to go for sure. But just be ready for those days when buying the dips is like last week. Buying the dips last week was like, no, you actually, in hindsight, just bought the start of a reversal, right? Like last week, a lot of these moves would be like, I don't know. Like right here, it'd pull back, it looked pretty good, it'd come up, and then woo! Nope, not today. All these, like this one right here. Last week, it'd be like pull back, looking like it wanted to stabilize out. Woo! But yeah, this week, agreed. Monday and Tuesday, if you bought the dip, diamond hands, you were okay. I'm not saying you did the diamond hands thing, but yeah, it worked out. Had to run into work on my day off because a customer showed up. Oh, nice. What do you do again? IB trading? Must be satellite, huh? Or is it your business? I think we can drop hard at 30,000. Maybe. But again, for somebody like me, that's that's a trader or that's a day trader, scalper. I'm just trying to figure out where the price is gonna be in the next 10 minutes. So I don't put any brain power into what I think is gonna happen, 120 points from here. Look at this thing. This is a wild, wild move. I guess just I'm chasing here, but I'll do a smart chase with 1MNQ. Okay. Why not? Hey, we only go up. So yeah, 30 points until 1,000, so put a target up. I mean, like I said, we only go up, so why not? Why not? Hit me, brother! Do it! Oh, don't you even think about it. You don't know me. I'm getting greedy. I want up there. You don't know me. In fact, let's just do this. Let me just follow it up with a stop at this point. Keep rolling. This is crazy. Absolutely crazy move. Like, that was such a bad trade. I totally just chased it, and I feel like a genius right now. Oh, so many bad habits are being built today. So many bad habits. Crazy. Again, for the record, that was a really bad entry on my part. That's why I did it with 1MNQ. And then to think that I got rewarded with this candle, that's crazy. Today is there are so many people that think they're better traders than what they actually are. There are going to be people around the world today thinking that they are great traders when in all actuality, the market bailed them out time and time again. I didn't need to hold my nose. It was only one. Again, let's see if that can go to 1,000. Yeah, exactly. So many. Did I just get stopped out? I must have gotten stopped out. So many people think they're on their way to their mom's basement. And it's just like, no. I'm the worst trader ever today. Uh-oh. Why? Yeah. Rodrigo. That's a fair point, actually. Why even the stop? Yeah, you got me. That's what we call a mic drop right there. Yeah. Why did I have a stop? I don't know, because I'm a moron. What was I thinking to put a stop in? And we're almost there. Come on, show us 1,000. Now, what happens at 1,000? Does it just dump? I don't know. Come on. There's no way you don't at least hit 1,000. There's no way we've come this far to not hit 1,000, to not at least say there's 1,000 points. Go ahead. Go ahead. I really should be getting long. Like, surely that's like a guaranteed 5 points, isn't it? Let's put the logic to the test. Okay. Give me those guaranteed 5 points. Come on. Go ahead. There's no way you don't hit 1,000. Come on. Get back up there. I think that puts it right around 1,000, that red line there. I'm just trying to pick up the guaranteed 5 points. Come on. Get up there. Go ahead. Hit 1,000. Come on. Go. Dude. There's no way you get within 2 points of it. Come on. There it is. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. My entry, my math was off. Is it about to dump now? We just saw it. It hit 1,000. Is it really just get... Watch it just dump from 1,000. I'm actually getting a little nervous here. All right, I'm out. I got my 5 points. Sometimes a mark can be crazy like that. It hits that like psychological number. And I don't know if it was gonna about dump. Wait, what happened with what? Wait, what happened? Did I miss something? Oh. Oh, wow. I don't know if you can post it. I gotta think on. Yeah. Let me think through that. I wanna help, but at the same time, I gotta be careful to set precedents where like I don't. Yeah, I want. Yeah. Let me send me the link. Send me the link. Yeah, yeah, email, please. How far up did it go? Man, now I'm open to the idea that have we all been hypnotized, and is this the pullback that's actually a reversal? We can now officially say 1,000 points. But this is what I was talking about earlier. Has the market kind of been hypnotizing everybody all day? Where the people that have been buying the dips because it only goes up, are they about to get destroyed here? Again, I don't think this is a huge coincidence that the market's hit that 1,000 points, and now we'll see what happens though. I will not be buying this dip though. I'm gonna hold true with my thesis that a lot of this move has been used to hypnotize people, and now people are gonna potentially give up all their gains that they've made all day because they're buy the dip, no stop loss, diamond hands. It'll go back up. It's about to not go back up. We'll see. The market can be cruel like that. Yeah, think about it, George. I mean, people have been buying the dip of dips, and to be fair to them, every single time today, the market has bailed them out. But then all it takes is one of these moves that we're witnessing right now. And yeah, it can be all she wrote. No, we're past 130. I think I got up pretty close to the top here. But I will be tempted to maybe take a swing at the 21 EMA, but man. I think I'm gonna hold true with my premise. And if my premise is wrong, okay, I'm still plenty green on the day. So yeah. I think this could get more violent. Or I don't know, maybe 20 minutes from now it'll be like, dang man, that would have been an amazing entry point. Yeah. Yeah, Clay at claytrader.com, correct. Puts. What? Puts. What do you, well, okay, well, Chief, you better not be day trading options, brother. The 150. Every candle is a manipulation candle. Did I top ticket? I appreciate that, Nathan. Did I seriously get out at the top? No, I think I got out and then it still went up like 3 or 4 more points. Maybe I don't. No, yeah, I don't think that's true. That'd be funny if I did top ticket though. Have I been hypnotized? I sort of want the pullback here now. What are the dailies looking like right now? Wow. QQQ. Boom. Booming. Spy. Booming. What is that? Oh, SPXX. I do like this one too. You want to play the overall market? This is a cool CEF right here. SPXX. Good dividend here. So that is another one that I really like within my investment portfolios, FYI. Did it bounce right off the... It did. It did. It did. Now you're trying to tilt me. Oh, I love you too, Wisdom Official. Uh-oh. What did he delete? What did Pradeep delete? It's 2 o'clock. Might as well keep squeezing. I don't know. I don't know. Biggie, 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 don't you see? All of your words, they just hypnotize me. And I just love your fancy. Oh boy. I hope Dean's not here. Dean is going to lose his mind on you, numb to fear. Time for pullback. Haven't we already had a pullback? Could probably consolidate here now. I don't know. I don't know. Is this what's going to be designed to sucker people in? I could see that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wearing too much tin foil right now. Like I said, if you're getting long here based on the hammer candle uptrend at 21 EMA, like logically, I totally understand what you're seeing. You are behaving logically, but that's what can make moves so dirty. Is when the logic thing to do is actually the wrong thing. That's what makes it a dirty dog move. But if this is a genuine uptrend and there's no need for tinfoil conspiracies right now, well then yeah, I guess back up we go to the highs and then through them. I'm just not. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't stop once I've started. It stings. Yeah, I live stream every day, Monday through Friday, Chief, from 11 a.m. Starting at 11 a.m. Eastern. Although I do usually show up a little early. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Do we just keep long the dip? For my mental health, I'm not going to explain my thoughts on the dip. Let me put it this way, Steely Dan. Some people here right now are annoyed at me for repeating myself and saying the same thing over in like the same 5-minute span. So yes, for my own mental health and to not annoy others, I can't interact with that question. Oh, is it really? Is it going to do it? Is it going to do it? Now, people that are getting along here, I'd imagine their stop is probably below the lows, maybe below the trend line. Uh-oh. They might have just taken out those longs that were, again, people that were behaving logically. I don't know where their stops are, but one guess would be below the low of that hammer right there. So maybe they survived this storm, but it's right on the edge. Oh no, it did it. It did it. If this thing comes through the trend line, dirty dog move, hypnotized. Again, I can still see some people maybe try. Oh, are you gonna? Oh, it did it! Dirty, dirty, diamond hands, people getting roasted now. It always goes back up today until it doesn't. Oh boy. Man, it almost got me. You guys heard me. I think I'm going to get long right here. It almost hypnotized me right back in. I was calling out the hypnotizing, and then I almost did the very same thing. That's how strong hypnotizing can be. Yeah, so that definitely took out longs there. Well, disciplined longs that actually use stops and stuff like that. Now, depending on size, though, that's still enough of a move to take out, to, liquidate people. If they were, doing NQs or something like that. Yeah, no, it's just, and again, it all happened at basically the 1,000-point move. Oh, goodness. See, this is why. There are people losing their minds right now. Losing their minds. This brings in the longs. This knocks them out. And then whoop. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Yeah. Oh, boy. Now, also, I can see this. Longs get suckered in, get stopped out. To then see this, or like, screw it, I was right. They get back in. Is this thing about to drop down here below this low? If that's the case, then I'm calling my congressman. I'm calling my congressman. That would just be, that's just cruel and unusual punishment there. Like, the market's not that evil, is it? Is the market that evil to then sucker back in those longs again? To then dump on them again? I absolutely think that. Well, then you better be short, Dan. Because I do not absolutely think that. I'm wondering it, but I don't absolutely think it. But if you do absolutely think it, fair enough. You better be short right now. That's true. Yeah, I'll be put on hold. Yeah, the congressman is in trading right now, so I don't know about short. Why? You said they're just traps. Again, which is fine, Chris. If you think this is just a trap, okay, then put your money where your mouth is and make money from it. Get short. Or whatever direction of the trap you think, then make money from the trap. If you think this is a trap for the shorts, then get long. I don't know why that would be a trap for the shorts, though. Already made my money today. Again, so then you're just here yapping, as always. Empty words. Empty, empty, empty words. Alex, I'm short. 850. Stop above the high. All right, Alex. Appreciate the numbers, brother. Oh, it's going to do it. It is going to. Dan, I don't know why you should have got short. You're the one that said you absolutely think this is going to happen, and you were right. But it sounds like you didn't take the trade. Shame on you. Shame on you. You deserve 10 lashings. To be fair, any longs that are hiding below the low of that hammer, they're still in. They're still in by the skin of their teeth. I took it. All right, good. Good. Your actions matched up with your words. I respect that. They were not empty words. I respect that, good sir. Can you imagine though? You know that it's out there. Longs went long here. Fine. Got knocked out. Probably near the bottom. Then saw this happen. They're like, screw it. Doggone it. Let me get back in. And now this is happening to them. Is it really going to break down through there? Oh, man. The tilt. The tilt is a very real thing right now out there for some of these buy the dip people. They are starting to get played like a fiddle. Again, I think they're still in. I'd assume stops are probably down below the low right there. So I'm not willing to say they're stopped out yet. But yeah, if this breaks below these lows, and especially if it breaks down below this section down here, you got to think they're all knocked out. You only did 3MNQ? How did you only do 3MNQ on something to quote you? I absolutely think. Again, you were right. Your absolute thinking was right. How did you only do 3MNQ? Dang. It did not want to hit 800. As of yet. As of yet. I actually have. Well, no, that's fine, Alex. I'm just talking more so to Steely Dan. He made the claim, I absolutely think. And to his credit, his absolute thought did play out. But then think he only put 3MNQ behind an absolute thinking claim. Come on now. I have to be. Well, what's there to be careful about when you absolutely think something? I mean, that's a powerful statement. Again, Chris, you're not putting any money behind your mouth is on any of these statements. So FYI to everybody in the chat. And this is why Chris gets constantly banned. Not banned, put in timeout. Because he shows up, runs his mouth, and with empty words. What is my definition of an empty word? If you say stuff and then somebody asks you, oh, so you're making a trade on it, and you're like, well, no, then obviously that's empty words. That's why I like the market. It's very easy to discover who has empty words and who believes in what they say, right? The people that believe in what they say are the ones actually making trades, right? It's very commonsensical. Opinion on oil trading. I hope it breaks. $75 is that key level on oil, K1. So I could see a potential double bottom at $75 on CL, but hopefully that's not the case. Because he knows that absolute thing. Yeah. I can know again, nobody is disputing what you know you're saying. I realize you know what you're saying. My point is you're just running a lap. You're just flapping your lips with empty words. Because you don't put any money behind these words. So do you actually believe what you're saying? Now, I realize you know what you're saying, but you truly believe it. You definitely do not. And that just gets very obnoxious, which again, Why I have not banned you, I'm not quite sure. Maybe because I still think there's some hope for you, but yes, you very quickly remind me why you always end up in timeout. No, if I say something and it sets up, I'm taking it. That's for sure. Yeah, I don't. All I'm saying, Steely Dan, is the claim that you absolutely think pretty strong. Why did it do that all of a sudden? Is a pretty strong statement. But I'm glad you at least took the trade. I thought you would have been a little bit more aggressive with it. All right, let's try an F5 here. Yeah, much love. Yeah. Here's my love for you. You think it's funny? You show up and just flap your lips. Time out again. See you later. I think I need to just ban him. He is just. I think he's ultimately just a troll. All right. I guess I need to totally log out. All right, give me a second here. Tradeovate decided that my 5-minute charts over there were still working, so that was kind of weird. 5-minute charts still working, but then that one just decided to be. Okay, there we go. Let's make sure that. Okay, you can't see the login information, so let me get logged back in here. I wonder how many people that are new, like to prop firms and stuff. They see me click that simulation and they're like, "This guy's a sim trader. He's scamming." It's like, oh, context, folks, context. You got to understand prop firms. All right, looks like we're back. Well, I will start to concede now. My theory is starting to waver a little bit. I did think it'd be a little bit more of a violent pullback than this, but this right here, I mean, this is kind of getting a little not too violent. Not saying it still can't come down, but yeah, I would have thought that this might have gotten a little bit more aggressive in the pullback. We'll see. Yeah, that's true, Slow Morrow. I'm so glad I already hit 50 and I can just watch this. Yeah, and again, I don't mind watching, but when you show up like Chris does and then just and you start like saying all this stuff, I'm like, oh, so you're gonna you make this claim. Oh, so you're gonna take the well, no. It's like, well then I don't. Clay, are you sure you didn't run an ad? Wise guy. Maybe I did, and I'm just unaware of it. I'm actually kind of tempted for a long down here now. Maybe right there. Yep, not violence on the pullback. I mean, this was a bit rough here to hit 1,000. Act like, think about it. Green, 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 and then just like this, pretty much a pullback all the way down here. That's right, math. I'm telling you, math is just. I mean, math can be your best friend or very annoying. Math is ultimately the ultimate form of logic. An A plus in calculus. What was one of your favorite things in calculus? You don't remember anything? Like, what do you like? What do you like better? Do you like doing derivatives better or integrals? Sure, you got to at least remember those. Which ones did you like better, integrals or derivatives? All right, elusive lens. My favorite thing about calculus was leaving. Okay. Do you want us to believe that you did calculus? What's next? What are you, Batman? Calculus is not the same as your ABCs, Kyle. ABCs and calculus are two different things. Wow, all right. Cooking back up. This would be quite impressive if it gets back up to those highs. That's right. Triple integrals. I remember those. Could I still do them? Probably not. But I remember those being kind of fun. And I remember I did really well with like the Calc 3, like Fourier series. I think that's what they're called. Fourier series. The thing with the cool looking like triangles. Okay, maybe that. Yeah, these. I did good in this class. I don't remember what those look. That doesn't look like a triangle either, does it? Like an M, sideways M, an E. Those are always fun. That was Calc 3. Now the math that really got beyond was like the differential equations. That stuff, I'm glad I only had to take one of those classes. That got way too like, I don't even know the right word, like metaphysical. Like that got like too far out there for me. Is that the green sign sigma? Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at this now. Solve the differential equation. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, just Calc 1. Okay, that makes sense. So you just did like derivatives and stuff like that. Yeah, for engineering, you had to go up. Your last one was, I can't remember. I don't even remember what it was. But yeah, you peaked out at differential equations and just went like one layer in. But like the math majors, obviously they were going all in. Probably the physics majors and stuff like that too. But yeah, how do we get on that? I have no idea how we got on that. I have no idea how I ended up just looking at differential equations. Solving Schrodinger's wave equation for potential well was a blast. Can't say that one rings a bell. I would be shocked if it goes straight back up. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know at this point. This was not. I thought this pullback would have more oomph to it. Still a decent sized pullback, but still nothing. Oh yeah, boy. Doxo. You're beautiful. I would be tempted for a short actually up here, double top. Let's try it if it gets up. What is that? Let me come up a little bit more. I don't know if I want to risk. There we go. About 10-point risk there. You're beautiful, dark soul. Crap, got stop out of short on MES. Well, If this keeps grinding higher and higher, you won't be saying crap. You'll be saying, I'm glad I got out. All right, I can't. I just can't do it. I'm sorry. I put up a good fight. I don't think it's too bad for 43 years old, but my bladder is okay, I'll be back in a moment. Okay, I do have my I gotta stop, so I'll be good, I think. Didn't even come anywhere close, huh? What is the largest loss you have taken on live trading here? I don't know. I had one, maybe a couple, where I started off like up. I might be exaggerating or lying here a little bit, but just broadly speaking, I think I had one where I started off, I was up like $1,500. First trade I took, maybe first or second. Maybe some of you are here for one of these. I think there's a couple. And it just dumped. And then I gave up like almost all the gain. All right, yeah, I guess technically speaking of blown. But like, to be fair though, if I only had $500 in drawdown left, and then I lost 500 and blew the account, yeah, I blew the account, but like, I could have sworn I've had some that were like over $1,000. Do I think that, instant funded accounts, not worth it if you are new. If you are a good, solid trader, then I'm open to the argument. But if you don't really know what you're doing, you're newer. Yes, in a sense, you get to skip the tests, but not really, because even in the funded accounts, there's still a test, right? There's still protocols you have to meet before you're eligible for a payout. Not to mention, you don't even get to technically skip the test because you're still paying for it. That's why those accounts cost more. So yes, you're skipping in the sense of having to do it, but you're not skipping it in the sense of needing to pay for it. And then even like I said, once you get your funded account, there's still, there's still, for lack of a better term, there's still tests even within that. So if you don't know how to trade, you're probably not going to pass that test anyways. So now you're really, really overpaying for things. Does that make sense? 10 sewer tax. Claire, you adding a gym in your new house? Not really like a gym. I mean, I'll take my workout equipment over there. So it depends. Let me put it this way. If you're doing it because like you can't pass a test, so you're like, well, let me just pay to skip the thing. No, that is not for you. If you're doing it because you're like, no, I'm a solid trader, I'll pay the extra just so I can kind of save a little bit of the time, then I'm much more open to it in that category. Did I catch? No. Sorry, I'm still trying to catch up to Nasser. You are welcome. Good question. Again, it's a smart thing that the prop firms offer. Like, they full well know what they're doing. They know that there are people out there that can't pass a test. So they think, oh, well, let me just spend a little bit more so I can get beyond the test. And then come to find out, oh, crap, because I don't know how to trade. Which is the problem, right? The problem is not the test. You not being able to pass the test because you're not quite sure how to trade. That is the actual problem. So yeah, the funded accounts don't. You're just spending more money than you actually need to. Yeah, exactly, Sean. Man, Bentley, that's crazy. One of our friends here has 13 kids. I say that's crazy because you're like your claim is, man, you got to wave the white flag on the kids. 6, good grief. That's one of our friends has 13. The guy who's building our house, who I'm kind of my general contractor, who I'm kind of co-general contracting with, they just had their 9th kid. And no, none of these people are Amish that I'm describing. So man, Bentley, some people would they'd severely disagree with your thing of, man, you got to put cactuses around it at number 6. Does TPT offer? Okay, I think what you mean is straight to funded accounts. No, no, they don't. All right, well, I'm trying to be patient, see if it wants to come up here and maybe give me a double top, but this doesn't seem like it's really wanting to play ball. Double top up there. Well, potential double top. I don't know if it'll be a double top. But yes, there is a potential double top. And if it goes up there, I hope it turns out to be a double top and not just a flat out breakout. Yeah, it is not a whole lot of movement right now. Not a whole lot of movement. Agreed. All right. Well, we are basically just nothing is happening now. So I'm gonna go ahead and wave the white flag, call it good. But before you go, if you want to help support the stream, if you enjoy, and if you want to just save yourself some money, so it's a good win-win. You save yourself money while at the exact same time helping to support a stream, helping to keep it ad-free. Then code Clay, which is case sensitive, so all caps. With any of these prop firms I use, I recommend I love Take Profit Trader. But if you're with any of these, maybe you're multi-tat or you're trading multiple accounts and copy trading. Then any of these prop firms, like I said, if you use code Clay, you'll not only save yourself some money with whatever their current promotions are, but also help support the stream. And for, again, everybody that has used code Clay and continues to use it, thank you very much. You are the reason why this has been ad-free and why I show up and hang out so long on a daily basis. So thank you for that, and hopefully you continue to use it and support the stream. Well, that is all I have on your way out. If you don't mind hitting that like button, that'd be great. I'll be back tomorrow at the very latest, 11 a.m. Eastern time. So if you want to know exactly when I go live, that is where hitting the subscribe button and then turning on notifications will help you with that, because you'll get a little notification of when I do go live. But another a weird one today. Weird one with not a whole lot of trading, but in my defense, like, it just, yeah. I mean, 1,000-point upwards move. Who would have ever thought that a 1,000-point upwards move could be so boring? For me, it was boring. Maybe for your strategy, it wasn't. But yeah, it is what it is. But all right, everybody, I'll be back tomorrow. Hit that like button, code Clay. Have a good one. See you tomorrow.